So now things have gotten really tricky for me on Facebook. 'Cause I can't look like I'm having too good of a time, you know. You know what I'm saying? Can't check into the real nice places. But thanks for friending us on Facebook, and if you don't, please do, because we have a lot of shows coming up, and we want you to know about them. You can always contact us at sliceoflifecomedy@gmail.com, and that comes to Kelly and I. And anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get the show started because we do have a lot of great comedians coming up. And I'm going to hand it over to the lovely and hilarious and my good friend, Faye. Here she comes.
Give it up for Michelle, everyone, one more time. Thank her for putting this crap together. Do you guys work out? I do. No. Asheville's a good town. I like this town. It's got a nice mix of people. You know, you got short white people and tall white people. It's a nice mix of whites. My birthday's at midnight, so that's fun. It'll be my birthday, good times, thank you. I will take shots and have a good time. So I'm 36. I noticed that when I got older, people start whispering to me, asking me how old I am, and that's when you know you're old. How old are you? Yeah, old. There you go, old. That's old. It's a lot different when I was like 25 years old. You know, I would just be like, glug, 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 glug. You know. Now when I'm 36, that's just reverse. I'm just like, glug, 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 glug. That's, you know, I'm drunk, so that's good. When I was 25, I was like having sex with strangers. And now when I'm 36, I live with my parents in Asheville and wander into their bedroom late at night. Because I'm too high. You texting people, tell them to come on down to the show? It's amazing. You got to come down here. No? Are you Facebooking?
How do you ever know that I'm here?
I see. Do they know?
They do now.
Okay, now they know. All right. I got high, wandered in. My dad was like, Faye. I was like, sorry, you don't wandered out. And the next day, my dad's like, lay off the harsh stuff. I'm like, I don't smoke pot. What are you talking about? I don't. Okay, well, lay off the harsh stuff. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Let's drink. Let's fucking drink. I was outside of a bar. You guys know the Lab, right? So I was outside the bar, and there was this dog tied up. And I'm with a bunch of friends drinking. I was high, and this guy comes up, and he goes, is this anybody's dog? And I go, no, he just grew up right there. I couldn't stop laughing. And the guy did one of those things where he was like, I got it. You know, stop being a dick. Thanks. I was at a bar the other day, and I was walking to the bathroom, and this guy's behind me, and he burped. And I was like, well, I'm unattractive. That's, you know, because I was attracted. I'd be like, oh, excuse me. No. I am poor. Any of the poor people in the audience? Woo! I can't even afford condoms, so I just have sex with women. Just kidding, I don't use condoms. I'm so poor that, like, when I eat 2 pieces of gum at once, I feel very decadent. Ooh, living it up. You ever try to give someone a piece of gum, and they're like, oh, I'm not crazy about gum. Yeah, who's crazy about gum? No, nobody does that. Gum is delicious, but not that delicious. I was dancing with this guy the other day at a club dancing, and this guy goes, you dance like a black guy. He was a black guy. We did not go home together. That did not happen. It was kind of, I worked a lot this weekend, Bill Share and all that crap, and so I worked a bunch, and I wasn't feeling well today, and I was like, well, a pack of cigarettes and whiskey, that's how you get better, right? That's how you cure yourself, huh? That's, Trey knows what I'm talking about. Boo! Boo! I work at a coffee shop, the Green Sage. You guys ever been there, Green Sage? White people do not like to wait for their food. Woo! They do. They get. I just ordered. Where is it? Yeah, you have to wait a second, buddy. I call it white people omelet drama. Save it for your mama. This lady came up to me the other day. She goes, you ruined our afternoon. I said, yes! I'm always amazed that people come into the shop and don't know what a latte is. What's a latte? We've been locked in a house for 25 years. what's going on? You know those people who got like 2 cents? All right. I worked in a coffee shop that had a drive-through, and this lady is in the drive-through, and she goes through the drive-through. She goes, "How many pumps of vanilla do you put in your latte?" And I said, "Well, 2." She goes, "Well, I was thinking I wanted 3." And I was like, "Yeah, you can have whatever you like." She goes, "Well, I think everybody wants 3 pumps." I was like, "Whatever you want." So then she comes up to the window and she has a parrot in the back, and I'm like, "Oh, she's crazy. Okay, that's what's going on. She's nuts. That's vanilla talk. That's awesome. That's awesome." I refuse to buy bigger underwear. I refuse. It's ripping. I'm just like, no. But I also don't like to work out, so that's not gonna fix it. So I do. There's a cute guy at the gym at the YMCA. I don't know how to hit on people at a gym. It's always like, hey, there's no more bathroom in stall number 2. What are you doing Thursday? I mean, that's gross. David Bradford's coming up later. We went to West Virginia recently. We went to a Chili's, and it was the saddest place I'd ever been to. So we get in there. There's no laughter. There's no joy. It was a Sunday, so they'd all been to God's room. But so we're there, and the waitress has like a big, open sore on her, and she's like, "I'm gonna be your waitress." Tracy's the other waitress, and Tracy's so awesome at her job. And so she comes up, and she's just horrible at her job and gives me the wrong shit. And afterwards, Dave's like, that's pretty bad service. I'm like, we're in West Virginia. What do you expect? That's sort of what's going on here. So don't go to West Virginia, guys. Don't go to West Virginia. West Virginia. Dun, 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 dun. Sadness. Let's think of a good joke to tell you guys. Oh, do you guys like kitty cats? I love me some cats. My cat's an asshole. He's one of those cats that moves out of the way when you try to pet him. He's like, "Not tonight," when I try to hit on guys. "I just want to be friends." Okay, fine. My cat got electrocuted once though. Yeah, he was chewing on this cord. I was like, he's gonna learn. And he's chewing on the cord, and I hear this noise, yee, and I look over, and he's in the air, yee, and his hair's all fluffy. I couldn't see his insides like in cartoons. But then he ran up the wall, shat over the wall. People are like, "Oh my God, is he okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, he knows French now. He's a cat. He's fine." He's the cutest. I love him so much. So, cats hate water, right? Well, my cat doesn't hate water. He fell in the bathtub once. He just floated there. Do 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 do. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Cats, guys, cats. My cat died. He was alive for 16 years, and when he died, people would always say the same thing. They always go, "Oh my God, what happened?" Boating accident. You ever think someone's behind you and you turn around and no one's there for 36 years? It's going to be a good show, not depressing at all. Guys, we have a great show. I'm done. So we're going to... my portion of the show is done. Almost. Birthday show. Please be loud and laughtery and good. This is going to be a great show. I'm going to bring up your first comedian tonight from Greenville. Please put your hands together, Mr. Michael Channing.
Thank you. One more time for Faith. Happy almost birthday. It's going to be cool. Turn 36 on stage. It's going to be awesome. I'm 38 now myself. I remember when I turned 35 for the first time, and I realized I can no longer date 25-year-old girls. And it's not because of the 10-year difference, it's because dating a girl that young would involve texting. And I can't text because I am an English major, and I would be correcting her grammar at the worst opportunity. Look, Y-O-U-R is possessive, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E is U-R, and the 2 letters U and R is not a goddamn word. Still want to make out? No. Guess not. You're leaving with the other girl. Okay. This is a cool... I like this stage. This is kind of cool. This is like disco in retirement. This is neat. Really cool. Hanging out here with Cool and the gang, yeah. Inferno, man, it's awesome. I don't know, maybe you guys don't really care. I kind of was interested in my fiance. I was kind of interested too in the royal baby was born last week. Now we don't really give a crap, and neither do its parents. But oh come on, look, they took the baby home, put it in a car, and then that will be the last thing they ever do for that child ever. They have servants for that. They are so absolutely removed from reality. I'm surprised that they actually know how babies happen in the first place. It's like, well, my wife and I were playing bedroom polo when a baby occurred. My butler assures me that this is perfectly normal, but I'm going to go ahead and blame the French anyway. I don't know. The guy, when they interviewed the guy, Prince Harry, William? I get them mixed up. That's William. William?
William.
Okay, it is William. Thank you. Harry is the other guy that we don't care about because he's never going to be the king. But yeah, the Prince William, they interviewed him, of course, taking the baby home from the hospital, and he was just like so calm because he knew he had nothing to fear. Everything will be provided, and he was just absolutely just like rock solid calm. If I were interviewed, I don't know why they would, but maybe if I were famous and they said, Michael Channing, how does it feel to be a father for the very first time? And I would reply, kind of panicky. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been entrusted with the life of a human being for 18 years. And I'm probably going to fuck that up because that's all I've ever seen fathers do. Oh my God. And I'll just take him home. And like, I don't know. My father, look kid, my father did heroin. I don't really know how to do it. I guess I can't really fuck it up too much more, can I? Baby ball of mirrors. Goodness. You made that? Yeah. Awesome. Who said that? Is it Kelly? I can't tell. Awesome. It is Kelly. Awesome. Wow, this is really cool. This is like...
It needs repair. Taylor broke it.
Okay. Yes, Taylor. It's Taylor's fault that it has to be in this chair right now. This is like some sort of geometrically challenged Borg, I think. A couple of nerds in the audience. That's good. Thank you. Wow. I do like the fact that being a nerd means that getting old doesn't start at 40, it starts at 42. You owe a couple extra years. I like that. That's nice. Oh, man. One thing I will never do when I have a child is something I see parents do all the time. And they just see the child doing something, enjoying himself, and they just assume that that is what will be his occupation. It's like, oh, my kid is coloring. He's going to be an artist. My kid, really good at playing with blocks. Future engineer. Well, my kid is really good at inhaling, swallowing, and shitting marbles. He's Harvard bound, everybody. Yeah, that's my kid. Oh, man. When I'm a father... I think what I'll do is, I can't wait for the opportunity when he's like old enough to watch movies, and I'll just like show him Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and just wait for that large Marge scene. That is going to be so cool. I'm going to frighten the crap out of that child. It's going to be awesome. Quick little survey. How many of you here are of a spiritual nature? Anyone? Cool. Awesome. The rest of you guys? No. Alright, that's cool too. How many people are here are like full out of the closet atheists? Anyone? Wow, alright. Oh, maybe one guy over here. Yeah, Nick Murphy. I kind of knew that. Kind of knew that. Well, I struggled with that for a long time, guys. I thought, there's good things about both of those choices. There is. Like, if you believe in God, that's awesome. Somebody created us. We're here for a purpose. We're here for a reason. There is guidance in the universe. That is soothing. The other side, there is no God. That's kind of cool too. We make up the rules. We're in charge. There's no paradigm. It's us. Yeah. That's awesome. We're the center of the universe. That is cool too, man. And then, but I know that for a fact that there is a God, and I'm not going to shove it down your throats, but I know there is a God, and I know that because of the banana. Look it up on YouTube, the banana God theorem. The banana is proof of the existence of God. God made the banana to serve humankind. The banana fits perfectly into the human hand, and the human penis fits perfectly into the banana peel. There's lubricant built in. God loves us. I imagine God up in heaven looking down on earth and just saying, yeah, everybody, my bad. I want to apologize right now for all the floods and the cancers and the tsunamis and the Bee Gees, and I really want to make it up to everybody. I've been working on something in the lab. I think you're going to like it. Check it out. Here we go. Banana. Yeah. Guys, you can eat it and whack off with it. Yeah. Ladies, other way around. You're all welcome. Everybody. You're all welcome. I love Asheville. Are you guys still weird? Is Asheville still weird? Those bumper stickers working? That's good. I'm glad those $5 I paid is doing something. That's awesome. I do indeed love Asheville. I live in Greenville now, which is a big change. The people in Greenville are not nearly as cool. It's like I walked downtown, and there was hippie chicks and hippie guys and guys with dreads, and as Faye pointed out, they were all very white. Just as we have that in common with Greenville, apparently. But you guys are just really looser about it. I do love this place a whole lot. I want to finish with a joke, if I can think of it. I love it. Let's see. What can't I do? And then I'm going to step away from you lovely, lovely people. What can I do? Give me a topic real quick. Cheese? Oh my goodness, cheese is just old milk, isn't it? I think so. Somebody left it laying around. I was like, oh my god, look what that milk did. It hardened. Let's put it on a cracker. Don't know how that came to be. Gosh. I thought I had more. I thought I was more prepared. But, yeah, this has been awesome. I keep waiting for oh, yeah, I thought so. Alright. I love being in this town. I absolutely love being in this town. Thank you guys so much.
Michael Cheney, everyone, one more time. I just fell. If Marvin Gaye's name was Marvin Faggot, do you think something would like his music as much? When anybody sends me a dick text, a dick pic, I just send a dick text right back. And I'm like, what? And I hear my dad go, dope.
What's your phone number?
1-800-NEVER. So, when Southern people read, does the voice in their head have a Southern accent? Oh, they don't read? Okay. Next comedian coming to stage, a good friend of mine. Please put your hands together for Mr. Nick Murphy!
Thank you, Faye. All right. Did somebody just try to hit on her during the show? Wow, that's tactful. I love that shirt, Faye. See, here's the thing. You don't ask for her number. If she's wearing that shirt, all you have to do is say her name 3 times. Peter didn't already do that joke on stage yet.
He did.
You know what? Can you give me something here?
I'm sorry, that was
Guys, it's comedy, struggles, it's wars behind the scenes you don't even know. I'm gonna write a book. You don't even know. I'm Nick Murphy. Nice to meet all of you, kind people. Thanks for coming out. Tell you a little bit about me. I'm from a big family. I'm the youngest of 4 kids. It's always kind of made me think I was an accident, because I'm like the last on the chain there. The other day I just outright asked my mom if getting pregnant with me was a mistake. She said, only in retrospect. My mom used to do that thing growing up during dinner. Like, you finish your meal, Nick. Starving kids in Africa. That whole thing. I never bought into that line of reasoning, like even as a kid, because it seems to me like at the point in the meal that your mom would have to say that to you, like the food's already cooked, and like you've already eaten some of it. Like there's really the only things you can do with the food at that point is one, throw them away, which I get is disrespectful to those that maybe don't have any food. But I think what's more disrespectful is to continue shoving it down your face for, like, even though you've already had enough sustenance to get yourself through to your next regularly scheduled meal. It's almost like mocking the starving African children. Like, oh, hey, buddy, what's up? Oh, my, that's so sad. You're starving? You're, like, withering away as a human being? You don't have any food? Well, as it turns out, I actually have this hoagie right here. Yeah, it's 12 inches, foot long. It's pretty good. I already ate this evening. I'm not even hungry at all. And I don't know why I bought it in the first place. I actually have a gluten allergy. You know how it, or, well, maybe you know. So here's the thing. Do you want to watch me eat this hoagie? It's going to be good, man. I'm going to really enjoy it. You should stick around. There's a lot of ranch involved. Oh, man. But I think it's just kind of strange. We had a generation of parents tell their kids to finish all of the food that they have in front of them. And they did so by frightening them with imagery of starving children. And now we have an obesity epidemic. And the irony seems to be a little lost on them. It's like these empty nesters at home, like calling each other up on the phone, like, oh, hey, Linda. No, I'm just calling to tell you I saw your son Billy on the news today. Oh, he didn't tell you that he was going to be on the news? No, don't worry about it. He's not in trouble or nothing. No, the story wasn't even about him. Actually, he was just in the background of some other shot. Come to think of it, you couldn't even see his face. Like, him and the other people around him were just shot from the waist down. Yeah. Oh, I recognized him because of those windbreaker pants he likes to wear. Yeah, he does love to wear those. Oh, the story, no, it was about some health crisis or something, like an epidemic they were talking about. Yeah, they were showing some weird statistics, like how the average American's resting heart rate's going to be higher than his IQ pretty soon. Yeah, I don't understand what that means either, but apparently it's an epidemic. They've shown like pictures of fast food restaurants like Burger King and McDonald's. Oh my God, speaking of McDonald's, I was there the other day, and this woman next to me, she let her child throw away a half-eaten Big Mac and a half-eaten large fry. I know. I know. Oh my, if the good Lord had not have stopped me, I would have walked over there and I would have taught that child a thing or two about those starving Africans. Kids these days. Hey, thank you. I appreciate your applause, only if I deserve it. Which I think I do, kind of, never mind. I was actually at a McDonald's on the 4th of July, which is a fun experience. That's a taste of America on America's birthday. I stood in line for breakfast at 9 a.m. for about 15 minutes next to this woman. I only bring the woman up just because, like, it was the 4th of July, and this was, like, exactly the kind of woman you'd expect to be in a McDonald's at 9 a.m. on the 4th of July. Just kind of like the giving up mentality. Like, she had, like, blue jean cutoff shorts and, like, a shirt that was, like, it was just a shirt. I don't know if you want to know what I mean, like, just a t-shirt. I think they stopped putting designs and patterns on shirts once they hit a certain width. Like, the clothing designer, like, takes a look at it and is like, do we really need to waste, like, the material, guys? Like, they don't care how they look, come on. A little too close to home, maybe. But no, like, it was just, like, it struck me as really funny as I was leaving, because, like, both of us were standing in line for 15 minutes and not getting served, and we were just really angry, and like, there was an American flag behind us, and we were both standing there with, like, scowls on our face. Her, like, horribly overweight, just given up, greasy Southern woman, and me, like, an entitled, pretentious dickbag, freeloading, like, asking his parents for money, and we're both standing there waiting for our overprocessed, too cheap, nasty fast food with scowls on our face because it's not there fast enough. It was the perfect picture of modern day America. It's like the modern day Norman Rockwell. Yeah. I still heard an applause break after that one, even though it definitely didn't deserve it. That's how I get by. Has that been my time yet? Why not? Nah, I think I want to close a little stronger than that. Sounds good. Here's a statistic. A statistic for you guys. I read a study this afternoon. The number of men who shave their balls with the same razor that they use to shave their face is equal to the number of men who shave their balls. Turns out that one's pretty much across the board, everybody. Razors are expensive, pubes grow fast, no one's gonna buy two. It was a great study. I actually wrote the study as well. I went around and asked a nice cross-section of people, myself and my roommate. Interesting footnote to the story. Turns out the number of men who shave their balls with the same razor that their roommate uses to shave their face. Yeah, it's pretty high. Thank you guys. I'm Nick Murphy.
Nick Murphy, everyone, one more time.
Mr. Nick Murphy.
All right, next comedian coming to the stage all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. Please put your hands together, Mr. Zach Kennedy.
How you guys doing? Good. You guys need to give yourself a round of applause because you came here. That was a great idea. Go you guys. Holy shit. Like she said, my name's Zach Kennedy. I'm recently single. That's a good thing because I was in a bad relationship for about 4 years. And yeah, all 4 years apparently. I was in a bad relationship. I'm glad I got out of it because we started talking about marriage because she's sneaky. But the only reason she was talking about marriage is because my grandma kept bringing it up. My grandma kept talking to us. She was like, Zach, you guys have been dating for a while. Aren't you thinking about getting married? And I was like, whoa, Grandma. Whoa. We haven't even had a kid yet. We do things in order around here. I told my grandma, I'm like, don't worry, we're not going to have kids. Don't worry about that. There's no chance of that because you have to have sex to have kids, right? Ha! In the last year we were dating, we only had sex about 28 times. For those of you who are bad at math, that's about twice a month. Or one really awesome February. And it wasn't February. My grandma hates that joke. I thought maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the reason we're not having sex. So I did what any guy would do. Went out, bought a vibrator for her, like a small one, not one like your kid would find in a drawer and come up to you all pissed off and just be like, "You had a spaceship this whole time and didn't tell me about it? This is bullshit, Dad!" Because my kid would cuss. But we broke up. She was like, "Get your shit, move out." And I was like, "Alright, fair enough." Which you should never do, females. You should never tell someone to go to the house when you're not there and get everything and go. Because I took some things that weren't mine. You can see where this is going. Yeah. 2 days later, this is great. This is a real conversation. 2 days later, I'm receiving a phone call from the girl. And I go, "Hello? You took the vibrator?" "Fuck yeah, I took the vibrator." She goes, "No, that's my vibrator. You bought that for me. It's mine." I was like, "Bitch, I paid for that vibrator. I bought that vibrator. That's my vibrator." Still feels weird saying that. She was like, "No, it's my vibrator. You got it for me. I deserve it." I'm like, "Bitch, you don't deserve an inch of happiness." I thought it was a good comeback. You get it, yeah. I've had a lot more time in my hands because I'm no longer having to cater some bitch. I spent a lot of time with my family lately. I took my brothers out to Frankie's Fun Park. Don't know if you guys know what that is. It's just this awesome fun land for 10-year-olds. And but on the way there, like I'm driving my car and I'm listening to Rock 93.5. That's the rock station in South Carolina. And a commercial comes on for Platinum Plus. That's our strip club.
Been there.
Been there? Yeah. Shitty. Yeah. Left with crabs. I don't feel your pain, but I'm sure someone else does. But a commercial came on for Platinum Plus, right? I zoned out. I didn't turn it off. I didn't change the station. And my little brother just looks up at me and he goes, "What's Platinum Plus?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck." So I had to have the talk about the periodic table. I was like, platinum is an element. And Platinum Plus is platinum with a little bit more. That was a real talk too. Like I said, I'm single. And people are constantly coming up and talk to me. They're like, "You gotta get back in the game. You gotta step up your game." I'm like, "I don't have a game." And they're like, "Liar." I'm like, "No, I will talk to someone. They will hear what I say. They will respond. And then I'll hear what they say. And then I respond. And we do that for a while. And we call that a conversation. You know, I like to consider that talking. Is that my game? I guess that could be a game. There's a lot of really bad players at that. You ever talk to the drunk 22-year-old girl? Whoa. It's like the fat girl trying to try out for track. She might finish the race, but she's not getting a medal. No? Alright. I thought that was a good reference.
It was.
Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. I was at dinner with my family recently. I have a 6-year-old niece. She just looks up at me all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, and she just goes, "You gotta get what you can now, and just try to get the rest later." I was like, "Holy shit. Are you my pimp?" I was like, "How'd you know about that? Are you a mind reader? Can you tell the future? Are you God?" So I tried to touch her, and she shocked me like a static shock, not like a big shock. I was like, that makes sense, because, you know, God's had a lot of time to practice his lightning bolts. She's only 6. She needs a few more days. My niece is God, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if I got the light yet. None of us are paying attention. I feel really bad. One more? Okay. Guys, do you ever go to the bar Do you ever go to the bar and see that girl wearing animal print? Yeah, you do. Every time I see that girl, I'm just like, why are you wearing that animal print? Were you that animal in a past life? Does that animal embody your spirit? You see a girl wearing cheetah print, you're like, she's probably really fast. Then you see a girl wearing zebra print, you're like, she probably doesn't get along with the cheetah girl. But then, oh, this is the best. Then you see the girl wearing giraffe print, right? She probably has a deep throat. Oh, because of the long neck. Because of the long neck. Thanks, everyone. I'm Zach Kennedy. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Zach Kennedy, everyone, one more time. All right. Do you guys like Drake, the rap artist?
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Almost drowned in her pussy, so I swam to her butt. YOLO. YOLO, guys, YOLO. Next comedian coming to the stage is a friend of mine. He has performed at Caroline's Comedy in New York City. Please put your hands together for Mr. David Bradford.
Hey guys. So when I was, I'm going to jump right into this. When I was 22 years old, I was pretty much nipples and ribs. I was a virgin until I was 22 years old, and I had no skills. I had self-esteem issues, and I owe everything in my life to the smoothest man I ever met, Guillermo, the dishwasher in the restaurant where I worked. And Guillermo had this way of wearing his hairnet that was just unbelievable, and he was very smooth. And he came up to me one night and he said, he had a nickname for me. He said, "Azul cojones, my friend. Azul cojones, why are you so sad? Why are you so sad? Do you not know the love of a woman? Are you still making love alone?" And he goes, "Hold on a second." And just then Nadine, the waitress, was walking by. He goes, Nadine, my love, Nadine. I want to tell you that the poem that you wrote for me almost made me cry." And she said, "You like the way I said you was like a pile driver?" He goes, "Yes, the pile driver part was so beautiful. But I especially love the way you were able to rhyme ain't with taint." And he goes, "I will talk with you more about this out back behind the trap of grease. But first I must talk to my friend Azul Cojones here. Azul Cojones, I sense that in order for you to love a woman, you must go on this tour with the Grateful Dead. You must follow the Grateful Dead around the country because hippie girls are easy." And so I did that. I took his advice, and I one summer I followed the Grateful Dead around the country, and I got like the low rider Jim Morrison pants that kind of laced up, so like little sprigs of come hither pubes could like kind of stick up, and I got like the fringy vest and the puka beads, and I got a girlfriend, but like we did not have sex. It was like the whole tour, and I was like fast approaching friend zone, and so I decided to pull out all the stops, and I took all the veggie burrito money that I had saved up, and I took her to an Indian restaurant, and over some kind of stuff, I pulled out this lie out of my ass. I was like, someday I want to go to an ashram. And it worked. Like that line worked. And next thing you know, I am back at her Hampshire College dorm room, and we are having sex. I am having sex for the first time, and I'm doing that thing that every young man who has sex for the first time does, that compare contrast, like how is this different than a lotion-filled tube sock? And I remember that there was a poster, a 10,000 Maniacs poster on the wall. And Natalie Merchant was scrutinizing my lovemaking skills. She was watching me, and I felt bullied by Natalie Merchant into becoming a generous lover. So I reached down to find a nubbin. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I reached down and twiddling the bean, and she's not moving. And I said, like, what's wrong? And she said, keep going. Sometimes I like to pretend I'm dead. And not only was I nowhere near her clitoris, but in fact she was an Audi. So, but still, it was my first time. And I was getting a little pissed because, like, this is my first time, and she's pretending like we've been married 30 years. And I was telling my wife about, I was going to tell this story about my first time, and I got so excited, you know, even though she wasn't moving, that I told my wife, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm not a blow your load kind of guy. Like, I'm not comfortable with the blow your load thing. She's like, have you seen my grandmother's antique duvet cover? Like, what do you... I was like, no, I'm not comfortable saying blow your load. She's like, you know, that's an heirloom. I was like, no, get back to the story. So anyway, I issue forth my, you know, and she jumps up and she runs into the bathroom. And, like, I don't know what to do. But like at that moment, the Indian food is coming to me, so I figured that like now's a good time to kind of release a little gas. And it was like Betty Crocker red velvet cake batter. Across the bed and up the wall. And now Natalie Merchant has a goatee and an eyebrow, and I don't know what to do. And you know, they say that a person's character is determined by the choices that they make under extreme pressure. And being a nice guy, like, I tried to clean it up, but a pillow is not a quicker picker-upper. And so, and then now Natalie Merchant, because of gravity, she's really angry with me. She's like moving, and so I opened up the window and I jumped out and I ran as fast as I could. And I joined the army like the next day. And I was reminded of this story yesterday. I was walking through Pax Square, and there was this hippie guy. And he was like a hippie panhandler, and he had the Jim Morrison pants but he was so old they were like gray sprigs of come hitherness. And he had the fringy vest and like that faux choker that he got in Cherokee somewhere, and he just borrowed panhandled money from this girl, and he went in for the hug, and she was like, I'm not really a bodily contact person, how about a namaste? And he gave her the namaste, and you could see on his face that he was like really bewildered by the whole thing. Like, when did he stop being the sexy hippie guy? Like, there was a time in his life when he was the sexy hippie guy, and now he's like the creepy panhandler guy, and she doesn't want to hug him. And I went up and I gave him a hug. And I put my arms around him, and I whispered in his ear, and I said, Azul cojones, my friend. Run like the wind. Run like the wind. It's a true story. It's actually a true story of how I lost my virginity, guys. Thank you so much.
David Bradford, everyone, one more time. That was you. I just did an impression. Do you guys like impressions? Me too. So, this next gentleman coming to the stage, by the way, Mr. Brian Babylon will be coming here later. We also have Mr. Jason Farr that's headlining the show. Right now, we're going to bring up a good friend of mine who's going to talk a little bit about the Laughter Asheville Festival coming off. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Ryan Folks.
Hey everybody, I'm here tonight with the Laugh Your Ass Off Comedy Festival. Just wanted to give you a little bit of information about that. It's coming up in a couple weeks, August 13th through 17th. It's a week-long festival at different venues, kind of all over town, where we showcase some of the nation's top undiscovered talent, some new faces in comedy that you're likely to start seeing on TV within the next few years. And Kelly and Michelle, who run this show, are going to be putting on a showcase at Highland Brewing with us August 15th, featuring Jen Kober. And I'm here to give away a couple pairs of tickets for that this evening. So if you're a winner of one of those pairs of tickets, just come find me and we'll go ahead and get you logged into the ticket site and get you your tickets. So I hope everybody's able to join us. It's a really, really fun time. I volunteered with them the last couple of years. And I'm working with them in an official capacity this year, and it's always a lot of fun. So I encourage everybody to come, and thanks for your time.
Ryan, folks, yeah, very good jokes. Kind of sound like you were just talking over there, but maybe next time, Ryan. You'll get them next time, huh? Guys, welcome to the show. Where are you coming from tonight? You saw the Wait, Don't Tell Me? Wait, Don't Tell Me? Was it good? Was it great? Was it so good? A lot of Asheville jokes. Oh, they did it right, huh? I did some Asheville jokes earlier. They semi-approved on that stuff. Little known fact, Obama has actually made a banana bread. Okay, Brian Babylon is coming here later. I met him in Chicago. Chicago's a good town. I lived there for a number of years. Obama was actually, I think he played for the Cubs. I'm not sure what he did, but when he was running for office, a lot of people talked about how he was black, and I personally don't look at color, except when I'm hiring. This next gentleman coming to the stage does every Friday night at the Grove Park Inn. Please put your hands together, Mr. Peter Smith McDowell.
Everyone tell Faye happy birthday. Faye looked like she whooped somebody's ass at like Foot Locker and stole their shirt. And then ripped the sleeves off to prove how tough she was. How many, clap if you're from here. Clap if you're from Asheville, if you're local. Okay, so some of you guys, okay, I'm gonna just vent about the dumbassery I see in this town. It's a lot of dumbassery, yes, that's a word I made up. Mainly, I have a problem with Splashville. And the fact Splashville is so close to the courthouse. And people take their kids in bathing suits and put them in water in front of the courthouse. Like perverts don't have court dates. I think that's what the courthouse is for. It's like the dude gets out of court and I was like, damn, Gerald, you just beat that case. Yes, and now look at all the participants. Oh, yeah, it gets a little dark up here, fellas. Second thing, problem with pretty women, all my fine ladies, clap for me. Alright. I hate you all. Mainly because there's too many fine women in this town for Asheville not to have a decent strip club. What, all y'all got daddies? Ain't nobody got no daddy issues? Jesus Christ. I'm trying to see some titties that's not at Bellshare. Jesus Christ. Third thing, I went to, anybody here know Asianas? Yeah. All my poor people. For all of y'all who don't know what Asianas is an Asian buffet. And it's a Chinese custom. It was an Asian custom at Asianas for people not to watch their fucking children. Because every kid just runs around in Asianas. No, as soon as you get in, they're like, yeah, just go crazy. But this one kid, he kept coming up to like my table, and he would just like fall on his face, and then get up, and then run off, and then fall again, and get up and just run off. And I was like, I'm about to. This is where my life is. I was like, I'm about to grab my phone and get 15 likes on Instagram with this shit. That's where my life is at right now, people. So as soon as he comes around again, and I reach to get my phone, and he sees me, and he stops, and he starts dancing, And my initial reaction was, hell yes! I just jumped from 15 likes to 32 likes. And so I'm reaching for my phone, and the kid's dad sees me and he goes, Billy, get over here now! And my natural reaction was, no! So all the dude saw was me reach for his child and scream no while he called him off. And he looks at me, he's like, why is that your natural reaction? I jump up, I was like, hey, my life is really sad right now. I'm trying to get some Instagram likes. I know I look creepy, but it's really on you. If you watched your kid, I wouldn't look so creepy. Totally pass that off. Can't catch me looking creepy. Asianos was a cool place. Cool place. If you go, have fun. But I went to another restaurant because I thought I had true friends. Turned out I don't. We went to another restaurant that wasn't Asianos, and they were like, Peter, you need to get something from the gluten-free side. Get something from the gluten-free side. I was like, fine. I didn't know what gluten was. So I was like, I'll be adventurous. But little did I know gluten is taste. I was like, what the fuck is this? They was like, it's gluten-free. I was like, well, shit, just bring me gluten. Bring me double gluten. Bring me all the gluten you got in the back. Kill me 3 baby glutens and put that on my plate right now. There's some tomfoolery going on. Anybody here? But clap if you believe in ghosts. Clap if you believe in ghosts. I want to believe, like I want to believe in ghosts. I really do, but I don't believe in ghosts. It's hard to explain. Like I want to until I see it with the naked eye. I'm not gonna believe it because it's like, why do I want to believe in ghosts? Ghosts, you can't really talk to them. They scare you. They knock shit over. They disappear on your ass. If somebody was alive and they did that shit, they would be an asshole. I don't want to hang out with that person. You knocking shit over, you ain't even picking it up. What the fuck? You're a douche. I'm not hanging out with you. Secondly, I don't believe in ghosts because there ain't no black ghosts. Like I know they say black don't crack, but I'm pretty sure we die. Pretty sure we don't live forever. Cause it'd be like cause it'd be fun. Cause I thought about it. If it did happen, like if ghosts really was real, it'd be so many black ghosts in the inner city of Chicago right now. They would have their own black project, and they would go back and kill the other people that killed them, and then like Fox News would report it as spooks killing spooks. I had fun writing that joke. I had a little bit too much fun writing. You guys are a good crowd. I'll tell you a little bit. I'm weird because my dad's weird. Like when I grew up, my dad kept it real. My dad didn't lie to me. My dad he didn't tell tooth fairy shit. No, we have bills. Tooth fairy shit ain't real. We got bills. You lose a teeth, that's on your ass. So he didn't lie to me. So shit, like a childhood, I kind of didn't have. So it was like growing up, I didn't know what Santa Claus was, and they told me in school, they're like, Peter, you ready for Santa Claus? I was like, who the hell is Santa Claus? They're like, he comes in your house and he gives you gifts because it's Christmas. So I went home and I was like, Dad, are you ready for Santa Claus? And he was like, you think I let a white man with a bag of shit come up in my house and drop some shit in a box off? I don't know what's in that box. That's not a good look for me. So I went back to school the next day. They was like, Peter, you ready for Santa Claus? I was like, man, you think I let a white man come up in my house and just drop some shit off? And that's how you get suspended. And then I remember I told him I wanted to be an astronaut, and he was like, you know they left a nigga up there once. I was like, I didn't have a childhood. I didn't. Instead of being like a child, I was a midget with an attitude. I was at recess with a candy cigarette. I was like, I can't wait for this to be a Newport. You know, what was the movie 13 going on 30? I was 8 going on 45 with a mortgage. I was that as a child. And then there's the last one, there's this one other one was they told me about the boogeyman in school, and I was like, Peter, are you ready for the boogeyman? And I was like, who the hell is the boogeyman? I was like, he comes and gets you and snatches you in your sleep if you're a bad kid. And so I told my dad, I went home and I was like, Daddy, you gotta lock the doors and close the windows because the boogeyman is coming. He was like, you need to wake your daddy up when the repo man is coming. Fuck the fucking boogeyman! Because he's gonna fuck up all your lunch money! So that was my dad. But my mom, I love my mother to death because my mother. The only thing I hate about my mom is she's a bragger, and I hate all braggers. Don't brag to me. Pisses me off for no reason. What are you bragging about? There's nothing to brag about. We're all the same. But she got an iPhone, so she thinks she's fucking high and mighty. But she don't know how to work the shit. Like the most she can do is play Earth, Wind, and Fire Station on Pandora. That's the most she can do. If somebody had a heart attack in this room right now, she couldn't dial 911 on the shit. But you will have a theme song to when you have a fucking heart attack. Smooth as fuck though. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire. So it was like she kept bragging around the house. So I had took all the shit off. Like I had changed her whole ringtones to the Samuel Jackson soundboard app. And so like she works in Asheville City Schools. Like so she was in a meeting, and it was her big meeting. And it was like they were like it was right before she went in to go to school this year. And they were like, this is what we're gonna do for the this was like in a meeting. They're like, this is what we're gonna do for the new bus schedule. We're gonna put the buses up here. So if you were at 6:15, you're gonna come all the way down to Montfort, and then all of a sudden you hear, say it louder, motherfucker! And my mom's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so Peter did this. I apologize. Does he look like a bitch? Huh? Oh, I'm so sorry. Peter did this. You want to hear Earth, Wind, and Fire? I can play Keith Sweat. My mom keeps it real. Since I'm going in on my whole family, I might as well do it. My sister has 5 kids. Yeah, that's enough for a mini African village. Just 5 fucking kids. I'm 24, I have no kids. I feel like I'm helping her raise these kids. And the greatest thing about being an uncle with no kids, you can look at them and say, go to your mama. That's the greatest feeling you can have. It's like, oh, you're crying, go to your mama. Oh, you just ate something off the ground, go to your mother. Oh, you shitting on yourself, definitely go to your mama. I have nothing to do with that. She has 5 kids, and the funniest one is she has a little boy. He's like a year now, and he can't talk. He just points and grunts for his communication, and it bugs the shit out of me. And I don't know why, but I'm like, you're a child. Come on, get the motor skills up. You have 5. You got to keep up. Get your weight up. And so it'd be funny because it's like it's his year birthday, so all of a sudden people got him a bunch of Build-A-Bears. So I was babysitting him one time, and I was like, it'll be funny if I took the clothes off the Build-A-Bear and put them on his ass. Perfect fit. He has a new wardrobe. My sister should thank me. She has a whole new closet now. She was like, Peter, where did you get all these clothes from? Why is there 50 naked Build-A-Bears around here? I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't ask silly questions. But it was funny because I took one of the bears had a suit. And so I put the suit on him. And I put little bolts on his neck. So when he came around the corner, he looked like baby Frankenstein. He was like, "Arr, arr." I was like, do you want juice? Give me juice. And I wanted to unleash him on like the playground, see if he chokes a little girl. Like, go baby Frankenstein, go get him. Go give her a flower. That's how the movie was. I don't know how it ended though. I'll end you guys with this one. Anybody here know who James Franco is? Okay, for all y'all who don't know who James Franco is apparently cooler than Jesus right now. Kind of looks like Jesus too. But he's a Hollywood. Is he an Oscar-nominated actor? Yeah. He's Oscar. Did he win it? No, he didn't win it. It was for what? What was it for? Milk?
I think 127 hours. 127 hours.
Nobody said this is the end. Shit. Love that fucking movie. That's a great movie. But if you don't know, James Franco, he went to Warren Wilson, and and occasionally he'll be downtown Asheville. And I saw him at Izzy's Cafe, and like my first reaction when I saw it, because I know who James Franco is, and I'm a nerd about it, and my first reaction was like, Peter, don't nerd out. Because I didn't want to be like that dick and go up to him like, yeah, you got your ass whooped in Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire kicked your ass. You should have got your shit together. I didn't want to be that person. So like I sat down next to him and he's like on his laptop and I'm on my laptop and I look at him and I was like, damn, I wonder what he's doing. He's probably looking at Oscar-nominated scripts. I'm looking at girls' summer photos from Facebook. We just two normal people doing normal people things, baby. This is what we do. But then it's like this dude busts up in the cafe and he looks at me and he looks at James and he goes, I've seen you before. And like I look up and James Franco looks up and he goes, yeah, I've seen you before. And I put my head down. I was like, shit, he's talking to James. But then he looked up and he was like, yeah, I seen you. You did stand-up comedy at the Lab. And I jumped up and I said, nigga, that's James Franco. The fuck are you coming to me with this shit for? What little fame I had on, I passed it on to James Franco. I was like, I know you know who that is. He got his ass whooped with Spider-Man, and you know who that is. My name is Peter Smith McDowell. I'm gonna get out of your hair.
Peter Smith McDowell, everyone, one more time. He's Jade Franco's angel, don't you know it? This next gentleman coming to the stage, this is his second time doing comedy ever.
Whoa.
Yeah, so please be kind. Please put your hands together, Mr. Todd Chamberlain.
I've actually been here 3 times. The first time I just checked it out, and you know, Michelle, every time I come you're selling these raffle tickets, and I think it's great. But I want you to collect money and buy a new fucking mic stand, because everybody fucks with it constantly. Or I can donate one.
Yay! I'll take it.
Just talk to Dan Cochran, tell him I sent you. All right, I got to touch upon this, the Anthony Weiner thing going on. How many people are kind of following him or get pictures of his cock? You know, aside from this guy like sending pictures of his cock that like anything with a heartbeat and a set of tits. I don't know how much you guys have listened to this week, but Sydney Leathers, the girl he does most of his texting to, she came out this week and said that on top of all the texting, this guy has phone sex 5 to 8 times a day, getting to climax. It's exhausting, isn't it, just thinking about it? And I'm like, you know, after your 8th time, like, what the hell can come out of your dick? Like, a big red flag that says kaboom? You know, I could barely take a piss 8 times a day. My girlfriend, fiance, we're getting married next May, and like every female, she feels she has to get in shape, you know, a year before we get married. And, you know, we're in our 40s, so much like we watch, you know, retro movies or whatever, she has like found like, oh, I want to work out to when I was a kid, and she ordered like all these fucking Buns of Steel DVDs. And they all came like, I don't mean like she bought one, she bought like fucking 12. How much do you need to work on your ass, right? So she gets them all out, she's so excited, and a couple days go by, I don't pay any attention, she's been working out, but the one day I kind of came home from work on a Monday, she doesn't work, and I snuck in the house and she's doing her Buns of Steel, and I'm like in the dining room and she's working out and she's going, ooh, 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 ooh. Oh God, Jesus. And I'm like, these are the same sounds she makes when we're having sex. And she's doing it to Buns of Steel. And I'm not, you know, I'm feeling like, wow, is this all fucking act? I put a lot of effort into that. So I kind of hung back, you know, and like watched. I'm like, all right, just come on, just say give me the dick once while you're doing this. Just say lay me like wholesale carpet, come on. And she didn't, so. But and I shouldn't complain because she's very vocal during sex, and thank you. And you know, I've dated girls who weren't. I mean, they didn't make a peep. You know, I fucking fucked myself into a heart attack just trying to get a oof out of them. And so this one time, I was like, I asked this girl, I'm like, you know, can you just to speed it up for me, you know? And instead of going 20 minutes, I can knock this off in 10 if you just help me. So can you talk a little dirty, just a little dirty talk? She's like, all right, I'll try. So, you know, the next time I had sex with her, she's like, motherfucker, Jesus, shit! I'm like, that's not really what I was going for. You know, I don't feel like you're being dirty. I just feel like I'm fucking somebody with Tourette's. Oh my God! But luckily I didn't marry that girl. You know. So I don't know how this happens to you guys, but I have a phone number at one time. I was really close to another business in town. It was very similar to the Asheville Sleep Center. And I get calls all the time, phone ring, and I'd be like, hello, is this the Asheville Sleep Center? No, it's the wrong number. And my number is one digit off from the Asheville Sleep Center. Hello, is this the Asheville Sleep Center? I just had enough. You know, at the time I was working like 6 at night till 6 in the morning. So finally there was a call, and I answered it, and they're like, hello, is this the Asheville Sleep Center? And I was like, yes, it is. We're being very, very quiet. Because everybody's trying to sleep. You inconsiderate fuck. Anyway, so, and I don't even know if they're still in business, because I'll be honest with you, who needs a sleep center when you have something like Ambien? Anybody take Ambien? Woo! You ever do some crazy shit? Let me tell you. When I was in college, you just drank like a bunch of NyQuil. You just wake up in a pool of your own drool in the kitchen, you know. And then, you know, I'm on Ambien now. I was like, wow, I've done some awesome shit on that. You know, you wake up in the morning naked, fucking peanut butter all over your chest, shit fucking slung up on the wall in your neighbor's kitchen. This one time, I swear to God, this is true story. I woke up and I don't remember going to bed, I don't remember shit. And I come downstairs and I get a cup of coffee, I put it on the coffee table. And my computer, my laptop's wide open. I'm like, that's odd, I usually put that away. And my credit card's sitting on the keyboard. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I jiggle a mouse and it comes up, it's Macy's.com. I bought the nicest $600 fucking leather coat you ever saw. And I overnighted it. I would never do that, you know, if I wasn't on Ambien. But I recently had how am I on time, Faye? Perfect. Okay. I got one more. I'll leave you with it. I had this friend, he's called me, he's been trying to have a baby for years, you know, and he's been having trouble, and, you know, I was like, well, you know, give me a call when you find out what's going on, and he's one of my best friends. He's like, hey, I just called, and I want to let you know, we found out, you know, maybe I'm pregnant, we found out what was wrong. Well, what's going on? He goes, hey, we just found out my wife, she has 2 vaginas. Really? How's it a problem? He goes, well, the one I've been using isn't connected to anything. I'm like, you have a dummy vagina? A dummy vagina, wow. So where is the other vagina? Like, is it her armpit? Next to those 3 6s? And he's like, no. But, you know, we gotta get it prepped. I'm like, the guy is 40 years old, and he finds out he has a brand new vagina, you know? And it's right, you know, actually, I couldn't wait to tell the first person I saw because it was so amazing. And just like I would, he was like, well, is it like, you know, like left and right, or like north and south, like elevator buttons? And I was impressed because my kid was only 9 at the time. And I was, you know, like, no, they're side by side. But so my friend Robbie's like, he's like, yeah, we gotta take her to the doctor. It's gotta be prepped. I'm like, it's gotta be prepped? What the fuck? Is the doctor gonna give her a roofie and fuck her? I mean, really prepped? He's like, yeah, we just gotta get it prepped. And I'm like, you got a new vagina. It's like saying, hey, we just we gave this new Corvette next to your Volkswagen thing. Go to town. But I'm happy to say they had a baby, and I think she's like 5 or 6 now. But then, like 3 years later, called me. He's like, "Hey, we're having another baby." I'm like, all right. So you didn't mess with the dummy vagina, huh? He's like, no, the dummy vagina works now. I was like, wow, it's like Jurassic Park. The vagina found a way. It's proof of evolution. Thank you. You've all been great.
Todd Chamberlain, everyone, one more time. Second time, third time, not so shabby. Could you do this? It's hard. It's hard, especially the shitty. You know, you really gotta It's great. All right, this next guy is great. He headlined here last time they had the show, I think. Mr. Taylor Rogers, everyone, put your hands together.
Thanks a lot, Faye. It's kind of a quiet crowd right now, so I got some incentives. I'm gonna do treats. Whoever laughs the best gets either a pretzel or a Hershey Kiss filled with caramel. So there's some, yeah, you get a choice. Like, I covered both bases, sweet and savory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a lot of unnecessary features on pornographic websites now. They have comment sections. I don't feel like those are appropriate. I've never been watching porn and been like, well, I have an opinion about this, but let me scroll down and see what the fellas have to say. Kind of want to see what the critical consensus is on this piece. Have you guys ever looked at the comments on a pornography website?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, like, they're as awful as they sound, right? Like, it's just fucking the worst shit piped straight from, like, the most base, reptile, vulgar part of, like, the human subconscious, just, like, out there. But for most of the time, but sometimes you get these little, like, you get these comments that are, like, surprisingly well written and like erudite, and just like, oh, I really like this girl, like, can somebody suggest something else that she's been in? And someone would be like, oh yeah, isn't she great? You know, you can catch her in such and such videos by such and such production companies. And the other guy will be like, oh, thank you very much. I'm going to go check those out right now. And they'll be like, oh, I hope you enjoy them. And it's just like, and that makes me feel self-conscious, just like, am I even qualified to be masturbating to this material? Like, there's obviously connoisseurs here who catch a lot more of the nuances than I do. Cool. I feel like you've been laughing pretty good. Do you want pretzels or the Hershey Kiss? Hershey Kiss?
Kiss all the way. Just throw it at me.
Oh, but don't. We'll share it.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
It's his
Cool. Let it be a lesson to you guys. You laugh good, get treats.
Thanks, Pavlov.
They also have share buttons now on pornographic websites. Like, share it Facebook, you can tweet this, like what you're watching right now, so that everyone can see it. Nobody's using these features, like, intentionally. Nobody's clicking on this and being like, yeah, like, this is the face that I want to present to the world. Like, I feel like it's just tricky on the web designer's part. Like, you know, I'm scrolling with my non-dominant hand. It's just mean. My mom's friends with me.
Beer just came out my nose.
What?
Oh, I was trying to do that.
Did you say beer just came out my nose?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You want a pretzel? There you go. I got off track.
Facebook. Porn.
Oh yeah, okay, porn.
Your mom likes your status.
Non-dominant hand.
No, okay, yeah, I got it. Thanks, guys. So So like the thing is, yeah, that's true. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll give you.
No, you're good.
No, it's more of just for me. Like I felt like I kind of undershot that one. But the problem with I don't really like using porn because it takes too long. It's like something that should take 10 minutes ends up taking 45 just because I find something and I'm like, oh, this I could totally see myself finishing in this, but like there could be something better out there, you know? Like, and then I'm just looking for it. I got like 7 tabs open. I'm just, King Arthur looking for the Holy Grail. And it's just like, does it, like, I don't need, like, I'm just like fucking Don Quixote, Captain Ahab porn, looking for something that may or may not even exist. And then I started thinking, man, maybe this is why human beings in general are just so unhappy, because we can't appreciate what's in front of us. We continue to strive for something that is just in our own heads, some esoteric ideal that may not even exist. Maybe that's why, maybe Buddha was right. Maybe that's where we're so dissatisfied with our own lives and existence. And yeah. And like, I don't need that kind of existential weight. Like, I'm just trying to look at some free titties. Like, this is bullshit. What?
I love me some free titties.
Yeah, me too. Like, I don't want to be thinking about like the deepest philosophical fucking like quandaries about human nature. What? Yeah, that's what I thought. She gets it. I knew once you like fucking NPR people came down, like we're beginning some like real cultured discourse.
Give her a kiss.
Titty or no titty?
I want a kiss.
You want a kiss? Okay. But here's, I don't know, porn. The thing about porn is like, it's not, like some porn is healthy. We all want to see other naked people. That's just human nature. That's fine. We've reached a point technologically where we can just really, we can see so much of it that it's starting to warp our own views of sexuality. And that's dangerous. I think that it's like, I think it's a bad trend. I mean, like, we're all, like, it's like every one of us in this room most likely has been negatively affected by porn. Like, we've all seen things in porn that we thought looked good, and then, like, porn makes us think we want things that we don't actually want. Like, we see them, looks great, and then when it's just like, out in the real world, it's just like, oh, guess I'll get you a towel, like, poor thing. Like, it's just, it doesn't, like, there's a reason. Pornography, it's playing for the camera. Is like, there's a reason these people get paid for this stuff afterward. Like, it's not. Anyways. What? It's so sad. Yeah, it is. Like, let's all weep tears for fucking society. Like, I don't know why I'm up here just like, I feel like I'm fucking mother hen, just like, don't watch too much porn. Like, what? Here, everyone just have some fucking Hershey Kisses. I'm Taylor Rogers. Thank you so much.
Snacks. Taylor Rogers, everyone, one more time. I went outside for a cigarette. Was someone giving you shit in here? Don't talk to the comics. You don't do that, so just don't. Stop it. So I brought it down. Well, here's a good joke for you. How come whenever people talk about ghosts, they're always like in houses, like, I used to rent here. Why is it always... Open mic. All right, this is your headliner for this evening. Very funny. Please put your hands together, Mr. Jason Fogg.
What's up, Asheville? What is up? Oh, guys, there are a lot of dumb phrases out there. Am I right? A lot of dumb. I hate a lot of dumb phrases. I hate it when somebody says they dropped you like a bad habit. I get what they're saying. It's an analogy. It's trying to say they dropped you rather quickly. Here's the thing: nobody drops their bad habits, so everybody's still a jerk. Even if they do drop their bad habit, it's a 12-step program. It doesn't happen fast. The saying doesn't make any sense. Instead, the phrase should be, they dropped you like consistently going to the gym. Because that's true. That I can get behind. That I like. And, oh gosh, I hate this one so bad. Who was the first musician before playing a song to say, oh, and it goes a little something like this? Who said that? Whose effigy should I burn for saying that stupid trite phrase? I hate that phrase so much, guys. It's the most trite thing anyone's ever said. Except for maybe, ladies and gentlemen, we're Creed. Are you ready to rock? It's trite. I hate it. Stupid friend. The thing is, it goes a little exactly like that because you played it like it sounds on the record. So why are you saying it goes a little something like that? No. Sounds like that on the CD, man. Why am I here? At a Creed show. No. I also hate after the fact advice. That's when someone tells you something like, oh man, you really needed to cut your hair. So good job getting your hair cut. Why are you telling me now? Why tell me that after the fact? I needed that advice a while ago. Oh man, you really needed to break up with Angie. She's terrible. She was awful. Why didn't you tell me that before? Oh, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. What do you think this is? Just do it at a time it could have helped me. Instead of waiting until now. I also hate when somebody says, oh, when God closes a door, he opens a window. No, God doesn't. That's not biblical. That doesn't even make sense. Why would God close a door seemingly to keep you out of something just to give you a way back in that looks a lot like breaking and entering? Why would God do that? I don't like it. Why, God's not going to be like, that door is closed. But if you go out around back, there's a window to the basement open. You didn't hear it from me. I also like when two people are arguing and you hear somebody say, like, they get really heated and then somebody says, well, I'll pray for you. Oh gosh, that is, I'll pray for you. Like they're trying to insult the person. It's like, you don't understand what prayer's about, do you? You don't have a heart for the Lord at all. I'll pray for you. They use it like it's a jab. Like, oh, that was from Jesus. What? Stay down. Stay down on your knees. Yeah. Pray to the Holy Spirit. I hate it. I don't understand this whole culture we have of just, if you disagree with somebody, you should just automatically attack them. That's what it is. That's where I'm. I disagree. I'm just going to automatically attack you. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just saying I don't want to walk out of a Taco Bell and have somebody yell at me, meat is murder. Listen, no animals were hurt for me to enjoy that chalupa. Because number one, it's questionable that I enjoyed it. Secondly, it's not meat, okay? It's mostly sand. So, ease up. Ease up. You're wearing leather shoes, so don't even... I don't like it. Not a fan. Well, let's change subjects. I don't know if you guys know, but Arby's sells gift cards. That's a thing that's happening. Because America, I guess, I don't know. We won the war on terror because Arby's sells gift cards. I think that's the epitome of freedom. We even do dumb things that we shouldn't do. An Arby's gift card, if you give somebody that, you don't know what a gift is. You don't know what that means.
You know what the word means? Like Arby's gift card. Or what kind of message does that even send to people when you give them that? Like, I don't know you that well, but I felt obligated to bring something, so... Oh, I don't really like you and I want you to die, so here's heart disease. Nothing quite gets that sentiment across. But an Arby's gift card, except for maybe a noose and a stool with a broken leg. Happy birthday, buddy! Use it all in one place. It's not a nice thing. It is murdery to give an Arby's gift card to who you're calling a friend. It's strange. Oh boy. You guys having fun? Enjoying yourselves? Enjoying yourselves in Nashville? Tell you what, guys, I like handlebar mustaches. They're cool. Handlebar mustaches are cool. In certain settings. You're at the bar, you're like, that guy's the cool guy. I want to play darts with that guy. He's a cool guy. Iron and Wine concert. Perfect setting for a guy with that. They probably just hire guys with handlebar mustaches and then just disperse them around the crowd. Like they use them like throw pillows just to accent the room and really bring up the essence of an art. Oh, give that one a glass of wine. That'll be great. Yeah, this is looking really good. Yeah. Bad setting for it. Want to use your doctor. That's maybe. That guy walks in and is like, yeah, I'm going to need another doctor. You want a second opinion? I want a different first opinion. I don't want you giving me news about what's about to happen here. Handlebar mustaches are fine. Other mustaches, terrible. They're a terrible thing, guys. And you know it. This is the problem that I have with people who have mustache. Every guy who has a mustache does the same thing. As soon as they shave the mustache and they're like, oh yeah, I just wanted to go for a real molester look. It's like they're trying to get ahead of the joke like you did in like high school. It's like, maybe if I make the joke, they won't make fun of me. It's like, that's not how this works. If you do that, then you're just making everyone know that you are aware you look like a child molester, but you don't care. I mean, it's basically like when somebody parks in an illegal parking space and they put on their flashers. That's what a mustache is. It's hazard lights for your face. You're saying, I know this is wrong, I just don't care. That's what it's saying. What was it anyway? Speaking of creepy things, you guys know that song, Into the Night? It's an old 80s hit by Benny Mardones. It's one of the choruses, if I could fly, I'd pick you up. That song. So many people in this room slow jam. You might want to reconsider this being your slow jam. Because this is how that song starts out. She's just 16 years old. Right off the bat. Bad start off to your slow jam. Leave her alone, they said. Yeah, usually they have some dumb stuff they said. This time I would listen to they. And how did this song get made? Did the drummer not say this too? Couldn't somebody have said, like, maybe you should make it 20 years old? Maybe not 16, but no, the song continues, unfortunately. Separated by fools who don't even know what love is yet. What? Huh? This is where you are. Here's the 16-year-old girl you're macking on. And then you're separated by fools who don't even know what love is yet. I'm not exactly sure what you're going for. Are you saying because of the age difference, the people between you don't know what love is yet because they're too young? If that's the case, why are you dating on the other side of that? That's strange. Or are you saying all these people who are trying to keep us from being together, they just don't get love? No, they just get laws. But I want you to know if I could fly, I'd pick you up, I'd take you into the night. So you created a fantasy world and you still made her not age appropriate for you. That's what you dreamt about? That was your daydream? Like, oh, she's too young for me. Maybe if I could have superpowers, then it would all be okay. I don't understand. Who told this guy that being up in the air meant statutory doesn't count anymore? That guy's still doing that song. He's like 60 years old. Every festival, it's like, she's just 16. Everyone's just like, all right. I'm gonna go get a corn dog. Reconsider this decision. I'm gonna see Benny Mardelis. I'm gonna say his name until he's shamed into changing the lyric. Not gonna happen. I'm a single guy. I'm a single man. And ladies. And I had an aunt, one lady. That's all you need. I'm into one lady at a time. I saw an aunt recently who said, "Oh, Jason, time you to start looking for a wife. Better start looking." I said, "I am looking. Women just aren't making eye contact." Where I am at the moment. I like ladies. I like intimidating women. Just to be clear, I mean I like women who are intimidating. I'm not saying I like to intimidate women. I'm not saying I like to walk up behind them in the park and be like, "That's a real pretty dress." I don't think that's a thing. I don't enjoy it, even if it is. Just so we're all on the same page. I'm just saying I like a woman who is intimidating. Most guys aren't like that. Most guys are like, well, she's too intimidating. I could never please her. I'm like, neither could I, but I sure want to try. Yeah. I'm not like most guys, so I'm for it. I'm all for it. I also like most guys. I feel like what attracts me about a woman is maybe not on the same page as what other guys can be like all about. Like other guys are like, "Oh, check out her butt." I'm gonna be more along the lines of someone's like, "Check out her purse. She really knows how to accessorize." Like that's what's gonna catch my eye for some reason. It's like, and she belted with the shoes. Good job. And strange, but wholesome. So I'm fine with that. I'll be in the friend zone forever. Girls love to give the friend stiff arm. And girls don't act like you don't know what that is. That's when you call somebody a friend, a guy a friend, just at any time in a conversation to let him know he's not got a chance with you, you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, it was good to see you too, friend." Not happening. Yeah, we should definitely get together sometime for coffee. Stiff arm, Heisman. Jukin'. Getting around your moves. That's where I'm at. It's a sad thing. I was at not too long ago, I was at a graduation. And you know at graduations, when a student walks by, everybody screams. You know, like everyone who's part of their family or friends. Everybody does, every race, everybody does it. This girl I was with was like, "Oh, black people, they're just so much louder than white people. They're so much more excitable. Black people, you guys are just so much more excitable." Like, I was watching Price is Right earlier. Case in point, checkmate. Pretty excitable white people. It's not like you're not. I was listening to Wait, Don't Tell Me earlier. Maybe that was a better example. That's what white people get excited about. God, I mean, light-skinned black guy my whole life, all I ever got, like junior high, high school, all through grade school, is just, "What are you?" That's all I ever got. I know, very inappropriate. "What are you?" Never eased into the discussion, like, "Oh, oh, what's your mom? What's your dad? What are you? That's a mean. Somebody actually one time was like, oh, you're not really black. You're pretend black. I'm like, oh, I'm pretend black? Well, you're actually racist. That's how that works. That is exactly how that works. This is so annoying. Because I got that my whole life, like, you know, I have this complex now. Like, if I like any girl. I want to date any girl. Like, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Asian again. I'll date any. But I always had a complex about dating black girls because of all that. You know, like, oh, I'm not going to be black enough for her. But then when I see a black girl with a white guy, I'm like, oh, she theoretically would have dated me. She wouldn't have criticized me for liking Sting music. I could have gotten a date there. She would have gone to that Death Cab for Cutie concert with me. It would have happened. It would have happened. Too bad she's seeing somebody else. It's okay. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Halle Berry marrying that man. That's what I was talking about this whole time, guys. It's good times. I definitely, though, I recently was on Match.com because it's okay to look with a fake profile in your brother's picture. It's okay to look. And I was going through there and I saw a girl who happened to be white who I went out with a couple years ago, a couple of times. And she put as her dates, the preference for her dates race as whites only. So apparently they do go back. I was not aware. I did not know. I apologize, all black men everywhere, but not in the room. Yeah, I'm the only one, yeah. Now, where's Petey? Is he sitting? All right. Yeah, the light was right my way, buddy. You're there, too. I couldn't see until just same thing happens to me, man. Every time it's like, there's one black guy in here, and I'm like, you're not referring to me, but I'm right here. So I've been in your seat, literally and figuratively. I'll tell you what I love, guys. They're talking about the next Superman movie that Batman's going to be in it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Only thing is, it better be the Christian Bale Batman. Because I love that Batman. He's perfect. I love the fact that he sounds out of breath all the time. Commissioner Gordon. Give me a second. No, let me just say something. I already did. No, hold on. Okay. It's like, why didn't you just hide out in the shadows and catch your breath? But then that would be creepy, because then Commissioner Gordon would be just waiting for Batman and just hear, oh man. Whew. Batman, is that you? Are you out of breath? Shut up. Do you know how hard it is to scale a building? Oh, God. Oh, man. This cape is heavy. Shut up. I have things to do. I rushed all the way over here. I was in hot yoga. I'm going to take a knee. Oh, man. Oh, you're so incompetent, Gordon. Really? You're going to give me grief? Oh, man. What can't you and your stupid idiot police officers not handle now? A simple bank robbery? Jeez. Who was it this time? Catwoman again? Oh, I tell you, that Catwoman's a pretty hot slice, am I right? I think I might fake my death and run away with her. Spoiler alert! I'm Jason Farr. You guys have been awesome. Give it up for Bacon Alley!
I never wanted to end. Jason Farr, one more time. Handsome, funny. All right, let's keep this going with your next comedian coming up to the stage, Mr. Samuel Krause.
So, like 3 guys ago or 2 guys ago, the person talked about like a lot of sex jokes, and then the next person talked primarily about porn, and then the last guy had a song about statutory rape. So I thought that the most appropriate thing would be to talk about pregnancy now. Thank you. I'm actually fun fact. I think it was Nick. I'm not sure. He was talking about being in a big family, one of 4 kids, and I was like, dang it. As soon as he said I'm in a big family, I was like, dang, he took my line. But I'm actually one of 10 kids, and so I have 5 brothers and 4 sisters, and I'm actually here tonight to kind of, I guess, sort of talk about something that is sort of traumatic in my life that is almost a direct result of being one of 10 kids. Some pretty weird shit happens. My mom made us watch Number 9 Be Born in the bedroom. And when you have to live with that, like that's I constantly remind her actually about it every time she has a problem. She's like, you know, Samuel, I'm a teacher. She's like, you know, Samuel, it's not really okay for you to stay here the whole summer without paying rent. And I was like, well, Mom, it's not really okay for you to let us see Matthew be born. And she said, okay, thank you, so you understand. All right, and I remember we were all standing there, and it was a terrible situation. We're all in the doorway, and we're kind of stacked. And my mom's on the bed. Never actually said this out loud, but she's on the bed with her legs spread. This is like very therapeutic for me, so I thank you all. And she's on the bed in her, my dad's like sitting there, you know, helping her or whatever. I guess he wasn't the one having the baby, but he's helping her or whatever, and he takes out the baby, and it turns out this was actually my parents' 3rd pregnancy that they had at home. And I know most of you are all thinking these guys were definitely homeschooled. And we were, actually, until this year. This was my 2nd grade year. This was like my mom's hurrah, goodbye to homeschool. She's like, goodbye homeschool, we're going to have a baby in the house, and you're all going to watch it. That's your goodbye for homeschool. So anyways, needless to say, my dad pulls out Matthew, and he has his umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. And this is why you always have a doctor perform that. As my dad's like, well, he must be cold. I'm like, what does that mean? What does he have, like an umbilical cord scarf? It's just like, yeah. It's like, it's going to be cold. Better wrap this thing around my neck. But I'm on my way out. But needless to say, so we're all freaking out. And as another way, I like I said, I don't let my parents ever forget this. For Matthew's birthday this year, he's going to be 17. And we're actually going to get him a cake, and it's going to be a round cake, and we're going to get some of you may have seen this before actually, we're going to get a baby doll and stick its head there, and have the arms out, and the cake's going to be shaped like a shirt, like as if she's having the baby, and we're going to be like, yeah, Mom, see how that feels? It's terrible. And, well, my mom's a saint. Like, if you're going to have 10 kids, you have to be a saint. And anytime, a lot of times, if you see like relationships, if there's if one person is a complete saint, then the other half might not be a saint. And my dad, I love him so much, great fan of my dad, but he always did he always kind of was the sort of controlling person, like the disciplinarian. And I remember, have you guys ever, raise your hand if you have heard the phrase, you don't know how crazy your family is until you see other people's families? Anybody? Woo! Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, yeah. That was so true. I remember one of my best friends growing up is actually here, and I remember, all my friends only had, 1 or 2 siblings. And I remember coming home and I was like, Mom, all my friends only have 1 or 2 siblings or no siblings. I was like, I must just attract people from small families. But it turns out everyone just has a small family. And I remember how it would be so strange going to their house because, like, the way my this is actually a very common question. People say, "How does your family eat?" And I'm always like, "I don't know." And I used to just tell them the truth at first. I'd be like, "Well, my parents ration the food, and the way they rationed the food is we all had to ask. We always had to ask for food." And I remember going to friends' houses, and like I was at my friend Corey's house, and a group of us were there, and like the mom would just come out and put some Swiss cake rolls on the table, and she'd be like, "Y'all help yourself to some Swiss cake rolls," and so everybody would like just go grab one, and then I'd go up to her and I'd be like, "Miss Jones?" She'd be like, "Yes, sweetie." I'm like, "Miss Jones, may I have a Swiss cake roll, please?" And she was like, "Yeah, sweetie, of course." And so I take one, and I felt so guilty the first time I ever did that, eating an entire pack of Swiss cake rolls. Because I could just hear my dad being like, "All right, Justin, Ellen, Sarah, and David, you get this pack. Samuel, Stephen, Judith, and Thomas, you get this pack. Matthew and Meredith, you will share this pack with Mom." Like splitting Swiss cake rolls, like going halfsies. We went like foursies, I guess, on our Swiss cake rolls. And that was always fun. And I remember another thing too was like going to friends' houses and seeing like all the cool toys they had and stuff, and like being reminded that like anybody here remember the GI Joes with the rubber band in the middle of them? Yeah, those were awesome. Yeah, I like actually those actually can be used like for years even after the rubber band breaks, because since we only got toys twice a year, we got real creative. And when the legs broke off and the rubber band was gone, we would just pretend like they had flames coming from the bottom and that they could just fly around. And so I remember like looking at my friends being like, "All your toys have legs." Yeah, man, you freak. And it's terrible too because like what do you? It was always like kind of awful inviting people over. Because like I thought that there was nothing to offer, because like we didn't really have like our fun was taking our broken toys and throwing them as high into the air as possible and watching them hit the ground, and therefore fun was actually playing with toys and like having dialogue and stuff. And so needless to say, a lot of them would be like, "Well, it's so cool like that you have so many siblings, like it's kind of fun." And that's when I started realizing like how awesome it is to be a part of a big family. Is like, because so many people missed out. Now I'm not saying go have 10 kids, but I guess I'll leave with let me think. Okay, I guess I'll leave with yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. Yes! Oh my gosh! Guys, this is what I'm leaving with. I'm eating this entire pack of Swiss cake rolls in front of all of you. Can I share it? Yeah. This girl must have said all 15 times. She's like, "Oh, he gets this whole pack of Swiss cake rolls now." And they're melted. It's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna eat them over here. Y'all, thank you so much.
Samuel Krause, everybody, and a lady with Swiss rolls in her purse. Those will be gone in a minute. I would never have like snackies in my purse, just in case I have a sweet tooth. Like sometimes when I want to eat. Oh shit! Thanks, dog. Is this E? Like, don't give me shit. Oh my god! Because I did a joke earlier. I was so poor. 2 pieces of gum feel very decadent. Thank you. I do have. It's almost my birthday, guys. We're going to do a raffle right now real quickly, so we're going to pull that out. Please welcome to the stage Michelle and Ryan again.
Hey guys, it is time for the raffle. If you got raffle tickets, we are going to look at the ticket, look at the last 3 numbers. We're going to pull 4, and Ryan is once again going to tell us about, you want to tell us about Laugh Your Asheville?
Yes. We've got the Laugh Your Asheville Comedy Festival coming up in a couple of weeks. That's August 13th through 17th. We're going to be giving away a couple pairs of tickets to the Highland Brewing Showcase on August 15th, which Kelly and Michelle are helping us put on. So we are going to go ahead and give those away now.
All right. You pull the numbers. And read the last.
923. 923. Sir, come find me at the back here in just a moment.
All right, wait, we've got more.
Another guy's a liar.
All right, so
Yeah, you know you can. Sure.
and for the second pair of tickets, we have 951. Does anybody have 951? At the door. 951, all right. And we have a couple more fun prizes back there for you guys. 922. Anybody have 922? 922, all right. And 958. 958. Hey-o!
Birthday girl.
Everybody step on back and claim your prizes.
Thank you.
Did I lie to you about the raffle? How good it would be? All right. This gentleman, you guys went to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. I knew him in Chicago. We're friends. He is great. You're going to love him. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Brian Babylon.
Shit. Give it up, Asheville. Man, I don't want to go home tomorrow. I'm stalling. I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna get super fucked up. One more time for your host, Faye Canale. Well, actually one of my first friends ever in comedy back in Chicago. That's real talk. My boo. That was my little boo thing. I don't know why I fucking listen to some of my friends have me trying these bullshit skinny jeans. Shit is not working. You should not be a middle-aged black man, you know, funky ass skinny jeans. Shit is not working out for me. I don't even feel right putting them on. I said this last night, I gotta do pliés when you wear skinny jeans in the summertime. If you don't know what a plié is, it's a ballet move. And why you might do a plié, you might be asking yourself that. You do a plié because for a guy, sometimes your ball sack might get stuck to the side of your thigh. And you don't want to be ball jostling, okay? You know, because that's how you catch a case. You know, that's how you end up on America's Most Wanted as the ball jostler of Asheville. It's a bad tag to have. So if you meet a guy out at the club, ladies, and he's like, oh yeah, I like Mumford & Sons. Oh, hold on. And he does a plie. I'm just assuming that's what y'all conversation was about, Mumford & Sons. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I didn't see people say Mumford & Sons. So for that joke, I just threw in Mumford & Sons. But ladies, if a guy does that, he's like, hey, yeah, you like Mumford & Sons? Hold on. He's a keeper. Because he could just go there and just grab his, you know, ball jostling is real. The reason I'm happy on doing jokes down here because I really want to see if I'm really funny. Because you can get caught up doing city slicker jokes, then you go outside of a big city and you be shit, you be horrible. So that's, you know what I'm saying. I'm really glad y'all are listening to these jokes to see if I'm funny. I'm trying to be mainstream. There's enough people here tonight. I'm gonna add you to my Clydesdale list. If you're curious what my Clydesdale list is, my dream when I get multi-millions of dollars is not to buy 2 chains or Maseratis like Vinny Chase from Entourage. My dream is to buy every Clydesdale left on the planet. That's what I'm gonna blow with my cash. Big ass horses. You've seen them in the big commercials. I did the research. There's 3,200 Clydesdales left on Earth. I'm gonna buy all those motherfuckers up cash. Okay? And then I'm gonna put rims on their hooves. Okay? That's we gonna spice them up. We gonna spice those motherfuckers up. And then we're gonna be rolling down Cox Street with big ass horses, Clydesdales. I'll be known across the country as a comic giving out big ass horses. Tweet that. So that's the dream. So you know, I've been cleaning up my act. I do not say the N-word on stage just to get more mainstream, but I will text the N-word all the time. I love texting the N-word all the time. But my iPhone autocorrects the N-word with this new shit called Nagarly. Have you ever heard this word Nagarly? What the fuck is Nagarly about? You'll never be in the hood and hear somebody say, Nagarly, I want my money. You'll never hear that, ever, in the streets. Where's my man at? My man right here. When I get you those Clydesdales, I'm gonna deliver it to your job to be an asshole. And however you get this big ass horse home from your job, that's up to you. So you can be doing work, and then, hey man, you got a package, and you're gonna turn around, it's gonna be a big ass horse. You're like, what the fuck? Why? Brian Babylon, my nigga Arthur, he came through, he made it. That's an indicator of my success. But I see crazy shit all the time as a comic, and just outlandish things. I'm gonna tell you what I saw one day. I was driving to Chicago, and I got off the expressway, and I saw a guy selling black art. Now this is an artsy town. I don't know if they sell black art here in Asheville, but I'll tell you what black art is. It's a painting of the following things: Bruce Lee, Scarface, the Obama family, or this mythical black couple with six packs and afros with eye contact. What the fuck? That's black art, okay? But one painting this guy had totally fucked me up. Couldn't get my phone out to take a picture. Real talk, this guy was selling a painting of Malcolm X baptizing Tupac. This is a real painting. It existed. I saw it with my own eyeballs. It was crazy as shit. It was like one of them old-timey, like tent revival lake baptisms. You know what I'm saying? That you see down here, man, you know, like a good old-fashioned lake baptism. It was Malcolm X baptizing Tupac. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Couldn't get my phone out fast enough because the light turned green and drove off. That painting wasn't the crazy part. The crazy part was the dude selling the painting had like cornrow braids going back, right? But he had his beard braided into his cornrows, right? It was nuts. It was like a little Nagarli bonnet that he had on his head. It looked like Ghetto Grapes of Wrath. It was like, what the fuck is this even about? All right, you know what? Actually, a little Google homework for y'all tonight. I'm gonna tell you I found out who was the artist who painted that Tupac Malcolm X painting. It's a real guy. You all know who the fuck it is too. Go home and Google Tupac Malcolm X baptism painting. You'll see the search results come up. Actor Tyrese Gibson from Fast and the Furious painted that painting, and the name of the painting is called What If? That's no punchline. That's some real stupid shit that you can look up. There's no punchline. That's some stupid. That's life. That's no fucking punchline, man. This is some shit I saw. But he painted that painting. It's called What If? What if Malcolm X baptized Tupac? I mean, I don't know what the fuck happened, you know. One thing I like about the South, I used to go, actually I went to college in Atlanta for 5 years, you know, ATL. And living in the South, you come across these like apartment complexes with thin ass walls. Like the thinnest walls. Like, you know, like diaper thin. You can hear everything. And I lived next door to this couple that would just fight all the time. Everybody ever lived next to a couple that has clearly domestic problems? You don't get it. Yes, it's crazy. You hear the most craziest arguments, like screaming, like, "Who the fuck is that bitch texting you in? You don't know anything, blah blah blah." And then you can be eating your Tyson TV dinner, and that'll stop you in your tracks. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel you're a part of that shit. I'm gonna tell you how you shut down a loud ass couple who lives next door. You gotta argue louder and more insane. So you do this. Don't you understand if I don't go in time right now, Martin Luther King will never be born? That shuts a time travel scenario fuck up will shut down whatever shady text that whatever was going on next door. That's like, what? Oh, shh, be quiet. Somebody, Martin Luther King, I don't know what happened. That's true story. Let me get this shit off because I gotta perfect this because I'm trying to get y'all these Clydesdales. So we have to do work on jokes that we've been working on so to be famous. So this is part of my routine. This is a question that I've been asking at shows. The question is the following thing. I don't know if this is seeped down here to Asheville, but in Chicago it's rampant. What's the deal with fat girls that wear little backpacks? Have you seen this? Do they have that down here in Asheville? Big ass back, little ass bag. It looks like you have a deck of playing cards on your back. It's weird. I don't understand. It don't fucking even look right. Get your back ratio squared away before you go down to Belk's just buying accessories. It's fucking crazy. These would be the same girls that send fat tweets. You ever seen a fat tweet on the internet? You seen a fat tweet. OMG just found 11 nuggets in his 10-piece. Hashtag winning. That's a fat tweet. And it's not private. That's going to the world. It's not private. You're doing some wiener shit right now. Just found out what Spanx were. If y'all know what Spanx are, it's pretty much a scuba suit you wear underneath your clothes to keep shit in order. Spanx. And from time to time, I will fetishly get down with a BBW, and get busy with a big girl. But when I'm real handsy with my making out. And if you get handsy with a big girl who got on Spanx, it feels like she has an X-Man suit underneath her clothes. It just feels weird. You're like, bitch, is you a crime fighter? What is this? This feels weird, man. I don't know. But I think we get fat as ever as a culture. Because if you think about it, think real deep. Think about when you was in middle school, it was the fat kid, one, the black kid, the Asian kid, the kid in the wheelchair, middle school. Everybody had their fucking roles in middle school. Now all these kids is fat as fuck. They own iPads with beer bellies, no beer around. It's horrible. Some shit that doesn't add up to me is, what's the name of y'all Whole Foods down here? Green Life. Okay. I don't like to see fat kids in these organic ass stores. Shit don't add up. Because your parent is an asshole. Because your parent is buying an apple that costs more than $7. Okay, if you buy produce that costs over $7, I want you to swan dive into an active volcano. You're a fucking dickhead. I don't care if that apple was watered in white baby tears. You should not buy produce for that. You should be stupid. I'm into makeup to breakup sex, heads up. So if we date, just to keep shit spicy, I argue with you, and then an hour and a half later, we fucking. It's hot. So I got into an argument with this chick, because she went out and bought like a whole bunch of organic shit that just set me off. It just pissed me off. I'm gonna tell you what she bought. First, she went out and bought some $28 organic maple syrup. Right, she's an asshole. Fuck, give me Miss Butterworth's, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Miss Butterworth's will talk to you the next morning after you have a hangover. You know what I'm saying? She'll make you feel better. Like you was kind, you was important, you was smart. The help. She straight up. She'll cook you breakfast. Oh man, Miss Butterworth, you didn't believe what happened to me last night. I know, baby. I know. Miss Butter, no organic maple syrup can do that shit for you. Okay, that was one. The second thing she went out and bought was some organic kitty litter. Now, first of all, organic kitty litter is nothing but cat shit ground up, sold back to you for $85, okay? And secondly, I don't know what kind of crowd this is tonight. How many dog people do we have here? That's what I'm talking about. You guys are patriots, okay? Because cat people are from France. Fuck them, they're stupid. Because a cat will shit inside your home and make it smell like rotten cream soda and not give a fuck about you. You notice the look in the dog's eyeballs if it shits in your house? The shame in the dog's eyes? A dog will stand in front of a mound of shit for days and hide it from you. Like, hey, what? There's something back there, man. I'm sorry, man! A cat don't give a fuck about you. Playing with an empty pack of cigarettes. The last thing she bought was just this, I had enough. But she went out and she bought some organic roll-on deodorant. Thank you. Because first of all, who wears roll-on deodorant in 2013? Because it feels like it's a midget licking your armpits before you go to work. It don't even feel right when you put it on, And then she burned right through the shit. She was stinky 10 minutes later. And I'm going to tell you tonight the differences between the body odor, between the whites and the blacks. Because I pride myself in not doing hack black comedy, black people do this and black people do this. That's hack. But I'll tell you tonight the difference between the BO. Black people BO smells like the following. If you take a real oniony hot dog and put it under someone's armpits with some pungent marijuana, some triple OG Kush. It's oniony and skunky. That's black people BO. We know it. We're comfortable with it. Okay, check. White people BO smells like the following. If you go out and buy a can of Campbell chicken noodle soup, okay, and you pour out the soup and you smell the can, white people BO. Okay, it's metallic. It smells like a stinky robot. I've done the research. I carried the one. It's true. So we start arguing. Like, it's so stupid. Why'd you bring this organic shit? You smell like C-3PO. I hate you. You're an idiot. And then we move into the love making, and I pull up the hummingbird move, which is pretty dope. I'll tell you right now, Beck Advance telling you about life. But the hummingbird move is pretty much your penis is inside as you hover, like, okay, what you didn't see with those regular Pearl Vision glasses is my hips moving 5,000 pumps per, okay. Fast pumps. So I'm into winning Smash Bang Fusion. It's amazing. She's like, oh my God, I love the hummingbird. This is great. So wait a minute, are you wearing a condom? I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing a condom. It's organic. She's like, what does that mean? Motherfucking exactly. What does it mean? Because that's a life lesson from Brian Babylon. It's an erotic life lesson. What does organic really mean? Okay? Just because he has something in khaki packaging with green arrows doesn't mean shit. This is my last routine before I go. Don't clap on that. This is my last bit before I get out of here. I'm working on this sex tape. The reason I'm working on this sex tape is because I'm trying to get you all these horses. Okay, that's the real talk. Okay. So I'm working on this sex tape. It's pretty amazing. I got a couple of scenes in there. One scene, I'm bringing toys into the bedroom. Like, not so much vibrators, but toys. Like Fisher-Price Farmer Sounds. And speaking spells. You know what I'm saying? It's like the farmer says, suck my dick. All right, that's how we talk on the tape. It's erotic. And then I'm not into, a lot of my comic friends love to talk about masturbating. I don't understand that. Get some real sexy in life. It's my advice to you. But I will masturbate if I'm asked nicely. Okay? And I was asked very nicely on this sex tape. I was like, all right, I oblige. So I'm looking around for some lotion or some motor oil. Nothing, nowhere to be found. I don't see anything. So I go into the bathroom. I look in our medicine cabinet. And I see this shit called Estee Lauder Anti-Wrinkle Youth Serum. This shit is from the future. I don't know why it costs so much. For a little ass container, it costs $75. I think they make that out of Chihuahua puppy cum. It's very expensive, very rare, okay? But takes years off the dick. It's amazing. Like, all up here is Cosby Show, but this is Dawson Creek. It's high school cop, right? So this last little bit that I mustered up energy to do, and I honestly, at the orange, what is this, the pulp? Upstairs is the peel. All right, we at the pulp. We need to really muster up all this energy to get this last little routine off, because this is how you get a big-ass horse in your life. It's a cartoon I'm trying to develop with the folks over at TBS, and please watch Dion Cole's show, Black Box. He's from Chicago, is my mentor. I'm talking to TBS folk about this cartoon where I'm trying to have Barack Obama and Martin Luther King be roommates in this little cartoon, right? They're single, they're trying to figure out life. And I'm gonna do a scene for you right now. And this is a scene where somebody's not paying the cable bill, okay? And this is Barack Obama and Martin Luther King. Ready? Let's say action.
Action.
Barack, when I signed the lease with you, I thought we'll go 50-50 on these bills. I was watching ESPN the other day and the cable went stone cold off in between the NBA updates. How long do I gotta pay that goddamn cable bill? Hold it right there, Martin. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. Now, let's be clear and frank. I left $8 in the refrigerator, and I'm quite sure you paid the cable bill with that money. You know, Barami, you're coming here with your fast talks and your good looks. You go in your room with that broad-shouldered girl making all that noise saying, yes, we can, knowing I'm all lonely and horny as hell. Okay, first of all, my name's Obama. Secondly, that's your problem. And third, and more importantly, I'm missing my Estee Lauder Anti-Wrinkle Youth Serum. And then it's TBS very funny. That's the idea for it. Can I say something real quick? Were you the guy with the handlebar mustache they was talking about? You were only the third. I thought I would see more handlebar mustaches in Asheville. Wasn't as bad as I thought. It's much more handlebar mustaches in Chicago. I'm gonna tell you, I'm terrified of handlebar mustaches. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm always fearful that I'm gonna be tied to some train tracks with you on top of me. Like, if I can have you, no one will. Nah, that's my biggest fear with handlebar mustaches. Hey, Asheville, you guys are the fucking best, man. Thank you very much. Adios. Make sure you listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me on Saturday. We have a listening party upstairs at the Orange Peel. Mwah. Adios. Give her a face, my baby birthday.
Birthday, y'all. That's all I am. Oh, wasn't Brian great? One more round of applause, please, for Mr. Brian Babylon. I have a little hat on. Comedy train is still running. This next gentleman coming to stage very funny. Please put your hands together, Mr. Craig Kuhnekup.
How's everybody doing? No need to brag. No need to brag. Alright, let's leave. Let's leave. Let's all leave. No, let's not leave. Alright, guys, let's... Actually, he can leave. That guy can leave. He left. Alright, let's get on to it. This is comedy. Let's go over what's happened with my last 2 weeks. I found out I have a degenerative thyroid problem for the last 5 years, possibly due to a brain tumor. This is comedy. Let's just get into it. If you don't know what the thyroid is, it regulates your weight, how much you eat, regulates your appearance, and your sex drive. So basically, my brain is trying to kill my dick, and there's nothing I can do about it. No, and guess what? My insurance company doesn't give a shit. Their stance is less, let's fix this brain dick problem, let's fix it. And their stance is more, do you really need your dick? How much do you need your dick? I kind of feel like, I hope that they have someone follow me, they hire somebody. You know, like when you get in a car accident, and they just have someone follow you around to see if you're really telling the truth. I really hope they do that, because every Monday, some guy will just read the saddest report of all time. They'll come in on Monday and they'll be like, so you following that guy with the brain dick problem? Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. So what's he up to? Well, today, he got up promptly at 1 p.m., and he went to Barnes & Noble's and he walked around the children's book section, just muttering to himself, I remember this. It seemed like yesterday, back when my dick worked. Well, that's sad. What else did he do? Well, then he went to McDonald's and then he hung around the playground area, just muttering to himself, I remember this. This was like yesterday, back when my dick worked. This is comedy, people. We just have to dive right in. If I could illustrate what this problem is like, it's sort of like if some weird wizard is just following me around everywhere, and nobody else can see him but me. And he won't really solve my problems or right the wrongs that are done to me at all. He'll just suggest stupid shit like, you know what, why don't you drink a 10th Dr. Pepper? It's like, yeah, I will. This is comedy. Do you know who do you realize how hard it is to follow him? Anyone? Do you realize? It doesn't matter though, he killed it. I found out something weird recently. Did you know that the Pilgrims, they found out recently, some of them were cannibals? Really? Yes, really. That's just a case of too much freedom way too fast. They just arrived here and were like, religious freedom. You know what? Frank looks tasty. But you know what? You got to ease into the cannibalism. Because they only brought over like 20 people. You're gonna run through people real quick. Also, that is a level of racism that is almost commendable. It's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna eat Frank over there rather than ask those browner people than me how to cook corn. But good thing we finally did, because movie theaters would be way weirder. Just, you'd be sitting in the movie theater, gnawing on some fingers. I'm just honoring my ancestors right now, and I'm enjoying Transformers 4 while eating my friend Frank's eyeballs. This is comedy, people. Yeah. Back to my weight problem. Yeah, sometimes I do need some pick-me-ups, I'm not gonna lie. And you know what, I have some friends that are here for me. Like the other day, my friend just sent me this message. He went, you know, if you got AIDS, you look just like a tall Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, Jesus. And I'm like, that's not a compliment, dude. But thank you, it's probably the best one I've ever gotten. You know what? All he let me know is that I'm just one weird night followed by years of undivided medical attention away from looking my best. I'll just be rolling up to beaches in my swim trunks in a wheelchair. I know this is a sans walking scenario. And they'll be like, oh shit, is that Matthew McConaughey? Is he dead? Not technically. For your pleasure. All right, that's enough for me. Thank you, everybody.
Great Kunyip, everyone. One more time. It's my birthday. I drank a lot. Sorry, I got my name all smooshed. It's my birthday in 3 minutes. What if I died? Would you wish for fate to die? That was too dark. I'm sorry, you guys. Jesus Christ. All right. This next lady coming to the stage, very funny. One of my best friends, Menora Hines, everyone.
Minori, or as my little homie autocorrect likes to call me, Minority. Today is just another day lost to reading articles like 5 gifts of being highly sensitive, which is great because I consider myself kind of sensitive. It said that you're kind of like, as a sensitive person, you're susceptible to being overwhelmed by your senses, which to me means going to my friend's farm and trying to get some garlic out of the ground with her, but it's all flooded and rotting. So then I'm like, hey, this smells like if an elephant shat into an endangered curry vat, and then it sat for a few weeks. And my friend's like, this isn't helpful. Why did you come to my farm? Endangered sea creature curry. No curry humor? Alright, guys. I'll tone it down with the curry stuff. I like living in the South. It's real chill. It's relaxed. You can even tell by people's vernacular, like their dialect, that it's real relaxed. Like it's almost as if people perpetually like have a biscuit inside of their mouth. Hey, do I have a biscuit in my mouth? Don't I have a biscuit in my mouth? You can't tell. Other places they'd be like, hey, would you mind taking that out of your mouth? We can't quite understand you. And they'd be like, I'm sorry, I just don't want all the queers to get married, or whatever. What do the Southerners say? I struggle with addiction. I guess I'm great with addiction. I struggle with sobriety. I took 2 weeks off of smoking weed and drinking and tobacco and coffee. I was cleaning my room, and just in 2 weeks of sobriety, I realized like years of neglect, like opening up mail, like what is this? Is from 2006, and like I found a miscellaneous. I found just like a pill sweeping, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll take this. No, that's not how sobriety works. You don't quit everything. You're like, mystery pill, yum. That's not the way to go. I don't know. All these years I've been like, I'm an artist. It's like, no, you're just unemployable. You're late to most social engagements for snack or drug-related emergencies. Just alone in your car, covered in rib sauce, listening to 90s R&B, like, everyone can wait. Yum, 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 yum. Baby, when you're crying, yum, yum, yum. My pony. Whatever, 90s R&B. Get on board. I did go to UNCA and graduate with a degree. That was good. It only took 7 years. That was for an undergraduate degree. But so I did graduate. Usually that gets an applause break or whatever. That's fine. No, it's too late now. I'm selling my eggs, you guys. On the form that talks about selling your eggs, it's like really long. It's like 12 pages. Halfway through, it's like, do you have any bleeding, diarrhea, irritation in the bowels? Yes, no. If yes, please specify. Which I thought was weird because it didn't say, if yes, please stop filling out this form and go see a doctor. We don't want your weird, sick eggs. But it was too late for me because by the time I got to that part, my form was covered in blood and diarrhea. All right, guys. Comedy. Yeah, so I wrote my final paper on riding the bus because I was a culture anthropology major, and I interviewed a bus rider about talking about eye contact, and I think that like college actually made me more stupid and inaccessible to everyday people because I just started using all this academic language I otherwise wouldn't use. So I was interviewing this guy, and I was like, how do you manage your gaze on the bus? There can be a positive kind of affirming, humanizing gaze. There can be kind of like an alienating gaze. And he was like, thought about it, and he was like, well, I think it depends upon the individual. Because sometimes girls from Warren Wilson sit real close to each other, and yeah, it's kind of hard to... And then I realized later when I was listening to the tape, he didn't think that I said G-A-Z-E. He thought I said G-A-Y-S. So I'm just like, hey, how do you... I'm like, what's up with eye contact? But instead I'm like, hey, how do you harness your homosexuals while riding public transit? College. Crazy shit happens in college, man. It was just college. Gays and gays. It's different. What was the other thing? I'm a single person. That's real delightful. I've been single so long that the last thing I touched tenderly was a biscuit I almost dropped. Like, oh, you're okay. You are okay. Yum. Oh, you the quivering postcoital steamy skin of a lover? Me a biscuit. Let's be friends. Right? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know, I'm not looking for very much. I just want like a sweet, intelligent, funny guy who's like a good listener, has a relatively high emotional quotient, makes good eye contact with homeless people, kind of like chiseled knees, looks like he's active, likes the woods, maybe like good with animals, maybe has a dog, loves children, maybe works with children, and eyes that dance, not like a creepy square dance, but like a fiery, not like a fire dance, you guys. Like a spicy, anyway. I lost you guys somewhere in there. Somewhere. Get back on the rope somehow. Oh, I guess I'll do a Beyonce bit because everyone loves Beyonce and pop culture references. I as a single person, I'm slightly offended by the fact that Beyonce has the song Single Ladies. It's like, that seems like a false spokesperson for our people. We're not all wearing, like, high-legged unitards and stilettos all lubed up. Like, that's not what we're doing. That's not how we spend our pastimes. So I revised some of the lyrics for you guys. It's more like, be careful walking to your car alone. Be careful walking to your car alone. If you like leftovers, you're in good luck. If you like leftovers, you're in good. Pasta salad for 8 weeks. If you got a pair of pants, put a string in it. If you got a pair of pants, put a string in it. We enjoy loose-waisted pants. I'm here to preach the gospel of our people. The single ladies. Just kidding, you guys. Drawstring pants, where was I? Being so alone. Alone bits. No, I mean, I present myself as being a lot sadder, but I think it's okay. People that know me, I remember, they know that I'm, like, goofy and ebullient, but people that don't know me, they're like, you seem sad, and we're slightly worried, but don't be worried. Rest assured, I used to be real ashamed of my tiny penis. Until I found out it was a clitoris. Now I'm just a proud woman. Sometimes I come up here and people are like, women aren't funny. And then, luckily, most people think Chinese people pretty funny. Kind of technicality, because most people are Chinese. But sad for you guys, I'm not Chinese, I'm German. Heinz. Well, I'm actually Japanese. I lied about the German thing. Our porn is pretty funny, though, like Japanese porn. It's pretty funny. Not like ha-ha funny, more like, oh, why is there an opalescent squid kind of funny. You guys know about that? Opalescent squid porn? I guess I'll leave you with this sensual mood I made up. You guys know about the stranger? It's when you sit on your own hand till it's numb, and you jerk off with it. So it feels like a stranger did it, yay! But mine is the acquaintance, where you sit on your own hand till it's numb, and you just hold your own hand! Everyone can do it! Thank you very much.
Not everybody all at once. Woo, drinking. All right, get up for Minori Hines one more time. Minori Hines. Minori, I know it's hacky, but I did a joke earlier. Are you listening to the joke? Okay, so you ever think someone's behind you, you turn around and no one's there?
Yes.
For 36 years? And people die. All right, a bunch more lovely comics. I think 4 or 5 more comedians coming on stage right now. This guy's so funny. You're going to really enjoy it. Please put your hands together. Mr. Tom Peters.
You raise the mic stand for me. Thanks, you guys. How are you doing? You're still here. I'm glad. How are you all doing tonight? Still, yeah. I like the sound of that. I'm okay. I had dinner before this up at the that place Wicked Weed. Have you guys been to the Wicked Weed restaurant up there? Yeah, it was or can we say the C word here?
Say whatever you want now.
Yes. Okay. But Wicked Weed, it was really great. I had a fantastic burger. They brew their own beer. That other question was kind of just for future reference. But for real, check it out. Let's all go there after this show. I was at work today. I was looking through the employee handbook, and I noticed some curious wording in one section. It said, employees are entitled to 1 week's paid vacation after conceiving a child. after conceiving a child. So, conceivably, I could walk into the boss's office one morning like, hey, quick minute. I had a pretty good night at the bar last night. Went home with a lucky lady. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I am pretty sure I got one past the goalie. So I'm going to get started on that week off. Got a lot of feelings to deal with, you know, with arms wide open, all that. So I'll see you next week. And, do I still get paid if she decides not to keep it? Yeah, okay, topical humor. Anyway, yeah, I tell that joke a lot, and like, well, I mean, you guys seem to be like pretty much on board, but a lot of times I get people that are like, boo! Boo to the subject of abortion, and I'm just like, oh, I guess they feel like I don't have the right to talk about that or something. And I'm like, well, what if I told you that my mom was aborted? Yeah. Why don't you clean the egg off your face after that? So, did you guys know there's an organization devoted to a global simultaneous orgasm? And if I can explain, it's like every year on December 21st, they want you to, at a particular time of day, be it together or alone, achieve an orgasm while thinking about world peace. The idea being that the collective energy released will have an effect on the global energy field. And I mean, I can get behind that idea, I guess, but whether or not, if you think that actually works, why are you only doing it once a year? You know? I mean, statistically, there's something like 2.5 billion orgasms every day. I mean, this is a particularly small sample group, but I would still be willing to bet that most people in this room have fired off some energy already today. All the comics have, for sure. I'm sure you've probably heard all about it. My girlfriend and I fired off some energy the other morning, and then I fired off some more later after she left. Just kind of as a precautionary measure. I wasn't sure if she actually released any energy or if she was just kind of pretending, you know, oh, world peace. Yeah. So I was drinking at a bar the other night. Tell us more, Tom. Set the scene. I was drinking at a bar on an outside patio, and this woman walks up with a dog, and it's the biggest, fluffiest white dog I've ever seen. It looks just like Falcor from the Never-Ending Story, except not so molesty, you know? Oh yeah, I can't reach back there, scratch me. It's just a pure white dog. It's so great. And then she ties it up, goes inside to get a drink. Everyone on the patio, a bunch of drunk people who grew up watching Never-Ending Story, they just lose their shit. And all we're doing is trying to get this dog's attention, trying to get it to come over to us. And the dog is so well behaved that it's just sitting there while everyone else is fucking yelling and snapping and clapping and like whistling at it and shit. And I'm like, hold on, you guys, this is not okay. Like, we are catcalling the fuck out of this dog right now. Like, we are like a bunch of dudes sitting on like a city stoop right now. Or like a bunch of like old school construction workers. Because I seriously this dog was over there and I found myself sitting at the table like, hey girl, come here. But that's not okay. Like it's pretty much universally recognized that it's not okay to do that to women, right? So why is it still okay to do it to dogs? I mean, like, most people will go up to a dog and smack its ass, just like unsolicited, you know? They're like, oh, they like it. No, I don't think so. How do you know? How do you know the dog likes it? Get consent. How are you going to get consent from the dog? I don't know how you get consent from the dog, but I know this white dog was like, motherfuckers, just because I look like Falcor doesn't mean you can just like touch me anywhere. That's kind of new. Pretty much brand new. Wouldn't it be great if there was like a scene in the Neverending Story where like they brought up like a big fluffy white dog to Atreyu and they were like, okay, where did Falcor make you touch him? Show us on the dog. Show us on the dog where he made Atreyu, show us where he made you touch him. Am I rude? Like, you're just so like disturbed by the idea of like an aberration from the actual plot of the.
I'm sorry. I'm from Maine.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, who's to say I'm not sorry? What? Okay. I'm gonna continue. Are you guys? So you guys are like an NPR crowd. Are you guys a TED Talks crowd? Yeah. Not so much TED Talks over here. Or like, okay. So there's enough TED. If you're not a TED Talks person, just think like school. Just pretend I'm talking about school. But there's TED Talks online, and I was watching them the other day. There was one I was watching that was like ways to improve your confidence, thus improving your life. And I was like, oh, that sounds like something I could really, really use. And the lady that was giving the TED Talk was like, and you guys, to finish, I just want to say, don't fake it till you make it. Fake it till you become it. And I was like, wow. You really don't understand the convenience of rhyming as a mnemonic device. Those two things mean the same thing. One is way easier to remember than the other. Thank you, TED Talks. So, nothing tells you that you're more out of touch with the current landscape of modern popular music than when you don't know what song Weird Al is parodying, and when you ask someone, they say, that's not Weird Al, that's Miley Cyrus. And I'm pretty sure it's your turn to bowl. What's the, have I exceeded myself?
No, you're good.
Okay.
We got 2 more.
Okay, I'm just gonna like take the rest of this time, I guess, to brag about a bet that I just won. Can I do that?
Go for it.
What's your name again? Jordan. So I'm just gonna like take a minute to just be a real asshole and just tell you guys that I just won this $1 tonight from Jordan. He's going to be on stage pretty soon. And the bet that we made was whether or not the supergroup Damn Yankees was an 80s band or a 90s band. And it turned out, as Jordan regretfully found out, that they are in fact a 90s band. They're the band that asked the question that began the conversation. Can you take me high enough? The conversation that Scott Stapp later picked up, and he said, no. Can you take me even higher? And that band, fuck you all. Good night, everybody.
But not fuck me, guys. But not fuck me. Oh, guys, we're still going. This next gentleman coming to the stage, very funny. Please put your hands together for stand-up kind of guy. One clapper.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So another person, excellent. When a mouse wants to quit his job, what does he do? Puts in 2 weeks' notice. It's the person that clapped for me that liked the joke. I like you. I like you. I enjoy it. Are there any of the NPR people still here?
We are.
Okay. That we might like some intellectual humor. Perhaps. Literary crowd, perhaps. But, so, when you leave part of your psyche outside on the front step, what's that? That's stupid. Stupid. Very good. But more literary things. Okay. When you pour a roux on your family tombstone, what happens? The cemetery plot thickens. Okay, puns are working, so we're going to stick with it for now. When you take a DJ, an MC, a b-boy, and a graffiti artist and put them all in a blender, what's that? What do you get? Hip-hop puree, ho, hey, ho. All right, continuing the puns, excellent. All right, when all your joke needs to be successful is a little hazelnut chocolatey spread, what do? Nutella the pun.
Yes.
Yeah, people like the puns so far, so we're going to do... When a captain fails after 9 attempts at witty wordplay, what does he do? A 10th pun? Okay, alright, that's enough puns. I was at the bar last night, and 2 acquaintances of mine were hanging out together near the bathrooms, and I had to go to the bathroom, and the men's room opened up. And my acquaintance and I look at each other, and I say to him, you want to play swords? And I see one guy in the audience. Hey, do you know about swords? What swords, sir? The one guy in the audience left?
Oh, yes. No.
Swords.
No, I don't.
Did you ever play it when you were little with another guy? Or adult?
The pea swords?
Yeah, pea swords.
Yes, pea swords.
Yeah. So I asked my friend, you want to play swords? And at this point, the girl just goes to the men's room, and that's okay. We're both nice guys. We just let the girl go, and we'll talk about swords for a second. And I asked him if he want, and he's like, no, I don't want to do swords. And I said, have you ever done swords before? And he says, yeah. And I say, I played swords with my second cousin when I was little. And he said, I was not related to the people that I play swords with. And we both just looked at each other, and he was like, that was kind of weird, that like I did it differently. And then we looked at each other again, and we were like, you didn't do it differently, did you? Well, probably still did it the same way. It's just if you weren't related to the guy. What did you like? Did you rub them together, or like were you like trying to start a fire? What were you doing? How are you doing it differently than? Okay, that just happened last night, so that was more like. Oh, you know, was anyone here all the way at the beginning before the show started and there was music playing and they were doing, you really got a hold on me.
Yeah. I
got a song parody for that song. I like it. Here it is for you. You really got a chokehold on me. That's it. It's just one line, but I like it anyway. I'll develop more later, but I like. Okay, you like it? I'll do a couple. I got a couple more. I have a lot of song parodies, but I selected 3 for you tonight. The second one is a new one, and it's Don't push me, 'cause I've got personal space issues. I'm trying not to call my therapist so much. Like I'm erotic. Okay. All right. And here is my favorite song parody that I have made myself. Karate Kid's to the left of me, Nicolas Cage is to the right. Here I am, stuck in Elizabeth's shoe. I'm gonna start a school. My school is going to be called Murphy's Law School. It's not going to be a law school like legal, but I'm going to teach you about how to use Murphy's Law in your favor. If you're one of those people where everything always goes wrong in your life, just start counting on it. Pull the old Costanza and just start doing everything the opposite. And that's the lesson number 1 at Murphy's Law School. It's a handlebar. We was talking a lot of talk tonight about handlebar mustaches. The handlebars always go up, right? If it's not going up, it's not a handlebar, right? Because mine definitely go down. So when they were talking about if it's not a handlebar, then it's creepy and you just look suspicious and all that. And then he made a reference about leaving your blinkers on when you're parked illegally. I'll dress up like a clown with a creepy-looking mustache in the parked car in the illegal spot with some sirens and shit. I don't care. No, he's right. That guy was right. I don't got the and I don't. Actually, he's a little maybe incorrect. It's not that we don't care. We have to be striving to be this creepy. You really have to put forth the effort to get this creepy. Oh, I was using that as a segue to talk about some creepy jokes. And, what was it? It was, also, statutory. In this state, 16 is the statutory age. So that song about she was something about 16, legally, it's legal, actually, in the state. So, just tidbit. Okay, here we go. Here's my last one. I was at the club the other night, and, there was this girl that looked like an underage Olsen twin. And I mean, like, but in like a hot way. And so I saw her and I thought she was hot. I started thinking about like, man, if I could take her home, if I could fuck her, and maybe if I could fuck her like an underage Olsen twin, maybe if I could fuck her against a mirror and make out with a mirror and pretend I'm fucking both the underage Olsen twins. And then, when I walked up to her and I told her all this, and I said, hey, and I said all that to her, and she said, how rude. And I had it all wrong. But I did bring a girl home that night. I got some action, but she was like, wanted to know why I wanted to watch Full House while we fucked. And I just said, cut it out and call me Uncle Joey. Okay, thank you all of you that have stuck around. I appreciate the fact that you're here. And happy birthday.
Thanks, Stan, dub kind of guy. Give one more round of applause for him. Hooray! All right, guys. Next comic coming to stage, very funny. Please put your hands together for Jordan.
He stops that. Okay. It's after midnight. Do you know where your kids are? They're at my house. We're playing Stratego. I'm winning. Your kids are dumb. You get stupid kids. I don't even know how to play Stratego. I'm still wiping the floor with them. Oh, he's repositioning himself. Okay. So, I went bowling recently. Okay, we'll woo for this bowling. Why not? I hadn't been bowling in a couple years, but I noticed something when I was there. You know, when you go bowling, you get 2 tries, 2 attempts, and after your first one, the little robot arm comes down and collects all the pins, and it shows in this little screen what pins you have left and what configuration, and it gives you a little flashing arrow to, you know, give you a little hint, a little suggestion of where you might should try to aim. And that gets really insulting if you didn't hit any pins the first time. I'll let that one sit. You're sitting there looking at this arrow, and it's just like, here, the pins. These, asshole, not over here. Not over there. Not back here. I don't know where the fuck you're aiming, but the middle. Jesus Christ. And that was pretty bad. It was ruder still, I thought, when the computer changed my name to Dipshit Piss Party. But what was really over the line, I thought, was when it just started dropping the pins in the shape of a dick down there. And that was a bridge too far. I turned in my little clown shoes and left. So, I got an iPhone recently. I'd had the same flip phone for 7 years, and I finally had to get rid of it and, you know, join the 21st century like 2 weeks ago. And it's very new and terrifying and awe-inspiring to me. All this, it's very fragile. I feel like I'm going to break it all the time. I feel like Casey Anthony a little bit. But I was talking with someone about this, and they brought up the fact apparently Apple's going to release like a cheaper iPhone, like a budget iPhone model soon. And I'm imagining it's going to be like the iPod Shuffle, the iPhone Shuffle, maybe. You just shake it and it dials a random number in your contacts. The iPhone Shuffle. Every dial is a drunk dial. I can't talk. Damn it. Yeah. So, guys, I want to tell you something. I shaved my pubes like Kid and Play. Not the hairstyle. Intricate portraits of Kid and Play, like in bas relief. The hairstyle's there. It's not the centerpiece. Oh. So, I still got it. I didn't forget it. No one, like, Men in Black flashed me. I have a bit about Paula Deen that,
She's hot.
I'm just gonna let that, okay, to each his own. Sometimes you just gotta let your heart say, right? But yeah, I used to tell it a lot and became almost too known for it, and suddenly people were like calling it out, and it's like this albatross around my neck. And I mean, Paula Deen is one hell of an albatross to carry around your neck. But I thought eventually I'll have to bring it back, but because of the new news, I'm going to have to work on it. Try to figure out, some new ways to spice it up. So basically what I did, I just started trying to think of some racially charged entrees that Paula might be serving in her newer restaurants. And there's a pretty good spread. You could always go for the Polak polenta, or if you're feeling real fancy, there's the lobster strong thermidor. If you just want something real simple, real quick,
Paula's, chicken KK quesadilla is it's great.
Oh, I love it.
We got a fan. But really, though, you just can't beat hash browns versus the Board of Education. And on that somewhat sarcastic sounding ha and a little giggle over there, I'm going to leave you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. Give it up one more time for Jordan. All right, doing it up. We have one more comedian, our last comedian of the evening. Please put your hands together, Mr. Brian Hampton. This guy. Not all at once.
Yes, not all at once. This is a impromptu.
So, this huge crowd here. Have you ever had sex with a chihuahua on your back? Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. I had 4 chihuahuas, and my Is that you? Are you my guy?
I'm not your chihuahua.
You're my guy. Anyway, so yes, I had sex with a chihuahua on my back. My wife is like, "Hey, let's get a chihuahua," and I'm like, "Yeah, all right, let's do that." And so I got one, and then she's like, "I love this dog so much that it needs a friend," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, let's get it a friend." So we got this dog a friend, and then we got the dog a friend, and we have 2 chihuahuas, and then all of a sudden, she's like, "You know what? There is this thing that I can't just give up. What happens if one of these chihuahuas die?" And then I'm like, "Okay, what happens if it dies?" She's like, No, this chihuahua needs a friend." So we got another chihuahua, so we have 3 now. And yeah, so we have 3 chihuahuas. And then, so the one chihuahua, or the 2 chihuahuas have a friend now. And then the other one is like, "You know what? Let's look on Facebook and see if we can find a lame-ass chihuahua that needs a home." And so she looked and she found this one-eyed chihuahua that needed like surgery and shit. And so that one, bam, has a home with us. So now we have 4 chihuahuas. And this probably would have been a better situation if I didn't have one fan. He's not even a fan. He's just a dude sitting there. Yeah, and she's a fan. She's good. So, I'm going to finish my bit. Anyway, so I love dogs. And I do, but I have lots of fucking dogs. I have 4 chihuahuas, and they all shit and piss everywhere, and I love them to pieces. But the reason why we have chihuahuas is a whole different situation. We don't have kids. We're in the 0 kid population. And it's one of those things, when people say, what do you mean you don't have kids? We don't have kids. And the reason why is because a kid is the worst that you can do to the planet. One kid is gonna fucking put a carbon footprint on this planet that's unbelievable. So we're like, fuck kids, man. Kids suck. So we have no kids. Alright, so no kids. That's awesome. Chihuahuas, we have 4. But when people say, why don't you have kids? It's like, well, you know what? When you come to think of it, when you put a bowl of food and water on the floor and go away from the weekend, they frown upon that shit if you have kids. But with animals, they're like, oh, okay. So that's why we don't have kids. And what's the difference between a cradle and a crate? There's no difference. Cradle and a crate. Cradle, kids hanging out. A crate has a top. So what's the fucking difference, right? Seriously. So we're a 0 kid population, and we love Chihuahuas somewhat.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yes, I love it. We love our Chihuahuas. They're awesome. And, this is weird. This is weird, man. So I'm gonna stop. Oh, that's weird.
Happy birthday, Faye.
Thank you. Brian Hampton, everyone, our last comedian evening. Guys, drive home safely. Good night.